Yo, what's up? Welcome to Kind of Funny Gamescast for Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. I'm one of your hosts, Blessing Adeoye Jr. Joining me is the master of hype, Snowbike Mike.
Bless. Happy holidays, big dog. Good
Happy
to see
holidays
you. Shout out another Duos Gamescast, you and I.
Oh, yeah.
Back at it.
They can't stop us.
I'm pretty pumped up. You know, we had a week of Games Daily together.
Yeah, we did.
Now we're doing a little Gamescast fun. I'm all about it.
And I love it, too, because this means we get to get weird. You know, Greg Miller, I saw Greg Miller, it was what's today, Wednesday, so it was Monday. It was Monday toward the end of the day. I saw him looking at his computer. He looked stressed, and I knew what he was doing. He was trying to figure out what Gamescast was going to be.
Yeah,
and I looked at him, and then I said, I didn't tell him. I sent him a Slack.
Step aside.
I sent him a Slack, and I was like, hey, let me and Mike hold down the Gamescast.
Let's have some fun.
And here's the thing. You don't even think about a topic. You gave me till the end of the day, I'll think about two topics.
And you handled it.
And I handled it.
You handled it.
I wanted to Photoshop yesterday during the day to make an entire bracket because that's what I do when I get to lead the Gamescast. And so I'm very excited about today's episode.
Of course, Bless, I asked you to bring out your Magic cards a little early.
Yeah.
I know that our afternoon stream will be all about Magic the Gathering, but you can't tell Snowbike Mike to bring his Magic cards into work and not have me want to put them on the set next to me at all times.
Oh yeah,
because I got a lot, Bless.
I'm so in love with your setup right now because you got the nice like card boxes. You got like the nice storage box here for a bunch of your cards.
Two storage boxes. I'm crazy
because you've been about this life for a little bit. I've only recently entered the Magic game,
just begun,
and so I still have my things in like the actual Foundations like packs, but I do have like just a bunch of cards stored in here because I don't have the nice boxes.
I'm excited because you've been building decks. So you're one level above me is you're building the decks.
Have you not built decks yet?
No. I'm usually a pretty standard basic deck guy when it comes to playing, or I have so many, I haven't opened them up. So I'm very excited to start opening more packs and building the decks with you. I've been just solo Mike.
Oh, no, dude.
I've done a lot of Magic the Gathering Arena, but I don't have anyone to play with. So it's a lot of solo Mike, and when you don't have anyone to play with.
What it is I have the deck builder gene in me because I watched a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh growing up. I was hooked on Yu-Gi-Oh, and as a kid, I would just build Yu-Gi-Oh decks, and I wouldn't even know like what the rules were. I was just building Yu-Gi-Oh decks with nobody else to play with, and like I don't know, there's something about deck building that appeals to me more than any other aspect. I don't even care about the collecting.
I need you to open up my deck building eye today. Then
I got you.
Help me out.
All right,
let me get there.
But that's not what this episode of Gamescast is about. Today, we're doing a bracket. We're resurrecting one video game IP. Remember, this is Kind of Funny Gamescast. Each and every weekday, we get together and talk about the biggest reviews, previews, and topics in video games live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with a Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or on YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free. Watch us record them live and get a daily exclusive show. For a chance to be a part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Housekeeping for you. We're an 11-person business all about live talk shows. So KFGD was before this, and that was about how Greg is mad at Helldivers 2. I was hoping you guys would react more to the Greg side of it. You guys got into the heart of the issue with the Helldivers 2.
We had a good jab at Greg beforehand, but we didn't circle back to it. We beforehand we all kind of giggled and laughed at Greg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was mainly your reaction where you were like, oh shit, he's learning about microtransactions.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that was my reaction waking up because I woke up to a 7:44 a.m. tweet from Greg Miller that was like, how dare they?
Exactly. It's the old man in The Simpsons yelling at the sky. And it's like, and I was like, I wonder,
reality. I was like, I wonder if Greg knows how much these other games cost. But you guys had a really enlightening episode about Games Daily. I really enjoyed hearing you and Tim talk about microtransactions.
Yeah, it's a very interesting one because, you have Tim Geddes, who has helped build Kind of Funny over 10 years. So he really thinks about what you're selling and how that comes out to the customer and the pricing of all that, which is always fascinating. And then you have me, where I know a lot of the chat will say, oh, Mike's a sucker and he'll buy anything. But also, like, I live and breathe these games every single day and night. And I'm on the store page every single game looking at what is the price tag? What are the benefits of me buying this? What do I get?
Nobody is more equipped to talk about this topic than Snowbike.
I like getting in there. It's one day, Blessing, we're going to send, back at Vail Resorts for leadership training, they would send you for a week with another department head, and you would shadow them for the whole week to learn about what they were doing on the mountain, what kind of cool things they were getting into. And so one day we'll send Snowbike Mike to EA Campus or something where I'll shadow a team, and I'm going to ask, can I work with the microtransaction teams or can I work with the cosmetics teams? Because I'm fascinated by who sits in the room and makes these prices up.
I want you to know that's not a bad idea. I feel like if me and you came together and drafted a pitch, we could probably convince Greg Miller to let us shadow like video game studios to learn things about the industry to bring back and talk about on our
Give me
shows.
1 week. Let me learn.
I feel like we could
I wanna
actually
do
make
it.
that happen. I feel like we have the resources, and I'm sure there's somebody at Xbox or at PlayStation that would be like, oh, sure, bring Blessing around for a week. Let him hang out for
Let
8
him
hours a
learn.
day.
Let him learn.
Let's
a
do
little
that.
bit. Help me out.
Right now is Gamescast, and after this is going to be the stream, and it's going to be all Magic the Gathering with me and Mike, so you're going to want to tune in for that. If you're a Kind of Funny member, you can get today's Greg Way. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Delaney Twining and Carl Jacobs. Today we're brought to you by Heart Electric, Still Wakes the Deep, Aura Frames, and Marvel Snap, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is, and forever will be, topic of the show. Mike, we're resurrecting one dead video game IP.
I love this.
Well, this is sort of the resurrection of a old PS I Love You XOXO episode that me and Greg did, where we resurrected one PlayStation IP, and that's how the meme of Parasite Eve came to be on Kind of Funny. Because me and Greg were like, yo, what if Kojima? What if we got Kojima to make
literally
Parasite
no
Eve?
connection with Kojima in the original one? I'm pretty sure they were just in their heads like, well, wouldn't it be cool if Kojima made the reboot? Which you could have asked for any of those games.
For
You chose Parasite
for no
Eve.
reason, we connected Kojima to Parasite Eve, and we were like, yo, if you bring back Parasite Eve and you give it to Kojima, it'll be Game of the Year. Like, and that coasted Parasite Eve all the way to the end of the episode.
So who won? Do
Do
you remember?
Was it Siphon Filter?
It wasn't like I'm not kidding. I think it might have been Parasite.
It was not,
Eve.
no, Parasite Eve made it to the end. I know that, but I
hold
think Parasite Eve lost in the last round. It must have.
Let's. I'll look it up. PS I love you.
this.
XOXO. We resurrect
One dead franchise, one dead IP, one
I
of
love
those.
that.
Yeah.
Because like for me, it's really exciting, right? Because I'm not the biggest Nintendo guy, so I looked up some of these games. I think you're going to be pretty excited of what games I ride for now.
So this is what we
What
did.
games I have questions about.
This is what we did. Me and you, we went and found a bunch of games from 4 different categories. Nintendo games, right? We got 8 Nintendo games. We got 8 PlayStation games. We got 8 Xbox games, and we got 8 third-party games. Bear, did you find the answer there?
It was Siphon Filter
Okay.
that did win, but it was between Siphon Filter and Parasite Eve.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a good pod. That was like one of my favorite episodes of PS I Love You XOXO, which is why I wanted to resurrect it and do it for everything.
And that was 64 games.
Yeah, that's why I did 32 this time around, because I'm sure that episode probably took us forever.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was like a 2.5 hour to 3 hour
Nailed
episode.
it to 2 hours, 28 minutes.
There you go. But yes, we got 8 Nintendo games, 8 PlayStation games, 8 Xbox games, 8 third-party games. I was tasked with bringing to the table the 8 PlayStation and Nintendo games.
Yep.
Mike, you were tasked with bringing the 8 Xbox and third-party games, and then I tweaked a lot.
then you were like, actually, Mike, I want to do in this time frame, and I was like, all right. And then you put some new ones in, which I'm excited for.
I added in rules because I think we needed clear guidelines.
Of course.
So the 2 rules that I put on the table
There's
for
rules here.
how we're picking these games. The games have to be dead IP, right? What I'm going with for that is pre-Xbox One and pre-PS4 era. So if you had a new game come out during the PS4 and Xbox One era up until now, your franchise is not eligible. That's how I went about it.
That's what he did.
And also, you can't have any upcoming games announced.
We did lose a couple for that.
So I think we lost quite a bit based off
Yeah.
of those 2 criteria. Things like Max Payne, things like Splinter Cell, right?
Yeah, I did
Upcoming
put that
games
on there.
announced. We're getting you out of here. All right.
And also, it's tough when you go third party. You're like, only pick 8. Because everybody's mind's going to 8 different games on the third party side, too.
Yes.
So there was a lot of games, and I was like, oh, Mike, what if we had these? It's like, there's so many games.
I mean,
Jeez.
some might say that up until maybe 30 minutes ago, there was a locked list that got changed and deleted on
They had
Blue
to
Sky
change some things.
because I realized I had forgotten Burnout.
That's all right. That's all right.
So those were the rules.
Okay.
All right. Based on that, these are the games that we have. In the Nintendo side of the bracket, we have Earthbound, F-Zero, Golden Sun, Punch-Out, Wario Land, Kid Icarus, Nintendogs, and Nintendo Land. I should point out, these are seeded. I did do the thing that we never do during these brackets, and I went in and I did the due diligence of doing Blessing's personal seeding. And so if you don't like the seeding, guess what? You can take up issue with me.
Take up issue with him.
You can put the blame on me, as Akon said in the mid-2000s.
Also, you might want to read it as the matchups, just for
Now,
visually.
should we just jump right into that top left bracket?
Well, let me read the
You want to read
full
through
thing.
all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, just real quick.
I thought
just
you'd
real quick.
surprise them, but yeah, I like that.
So for the top left bracket, then, right, the matchups, you have our first seed Earthbound versus our 8th seed Nintendo Land. You have our 2nd seed F-Zero versus our 7th seed Nintendogs. You have our 3rd seed Golden Sun versus our 6th seed Kid Icarus. And then you have our 4th seed Punch Out versus our 5th seed Wario Land.
Chat's already quick to point out we've broken our own rules.
Which one?
F-Zero.
See, okay, F-Zero is a weird one.
Are we calling F99? What are we calling that?
I thought about it, and I was like, I'm not going to count that.
I'm not going to count it.
Because I also, like, for the new releases, I'm also not counting things like remasters or remakes. I know F-Zero 99 or 35 or whatever it is isn't a remake, but it's far enough from calling it a mainline F-Zero that I'm fine with it.
I like that.
And also, it's either that or fucking like Brain Age or something from Nintendo.
Not many to
Don't
choose
shit on
from, he
Brain
says.
Age, man.
So those are your 8 from Nintendo.
Okay.
We then swing over to the right side. What was it, the Xbox side? I think that's the
Xbox.
Xbox side.
Yep.
Barrett, if you can bring the bracket up once again. You have our first seed, Banjo-Kazooie, versus our 8th seed, 1 versus 100. You have our 2nd seed, Viva Pinata, versus the 7th seed, Christmas Skies. You have our 3rd seed, Prototype, versus our 6th seed, Fusion Frenzy. And we have our 4th seed, Brute Force, versus our 5th seed, Jade Empire. Coming back around to PlayStation, you have our 1st seed, Jak and Daxter, versus our 8th seed, Parasite Eve. Now, some might say,
God damn it.
some might say, should that be the 1st seed or the 2nd seed since they won? But I'm just going off of vibes, all right? I'm just going off of vibes. We got our 2nd seed, Sly Cooper, versus our 7th seed, Dark Cloud. We have our 3rd seed, Resistance, versus our 6th seed, Ape Escape. And then we have our 4th, Siphon Filter, versus our 5th, SOCOM. Lastly, on the third party side, you have our 1st seed, Portal, versus the 8th seed, Red Faction.
Oh!
You have our 2nd seed, NBA Street, versus our 7th seed, Burnout.
Game breaker.
You have our 3rd seed, Def Jam, versus our 6th seed, Left 4 Dead.
Great.
And we have our 4th seed, Sleeping Dogs, versus the 5th seed, SSX.
Wow, you pulled that one out.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
You
So-
added some. I like this.
That is the bracket. Because I added those based off of, it's me and you, Mike. Right? Me and you make the ultimate decisions.
We got to
here.
have some fun.
And I looked at that and I was like, we got to make some
I
Bless
love
Game Mike
this.
decisions here of like what games are getting picked for third party.
Great.
So, Mike, where do you want to start here?
Well, I do want to start with the rules. How will we decide this? Who will be the ultimate vote? You, me, and the tiebreaker to the chat?
Yes.
The chat will decide, and we just kind of promote why we should think this game should go forward?
me and you are the first vote. If me and you agree on a thing, that is the pick and we move on.
Wow.
If me and you
Okay.
disagree, then we give chat a straw poll for 30 seconds. They vote, and they break the tie.
But we will always have the poll going for the chat so we can tease them and see what they choose.
I say we only do the poll unless
Only
Bear,
if it's
what do you
needed?
bring up?
I would say, yeah, like once you guys start talking about a thing, I can put up a straw poll easily just to have chat voting on it throughout the entire discussion. And then if you guys disagree, then the straw poll is pretty much already like.
Yeah.
I like
Okay,
that.
I'm
So
down
I
with
want to
that.
hear the chat. I want to hear what they think. Then we can tease them a little bit. Like
Okay,
a shit
I'm
list.
fine with that. I'm fine with that.
I like that.
All right, Mike, where are we starting?
Shit, we're going up to the top left. Nintendo on the bracket here. We're going to kick off your 1 versus 8 seed here. Earthbound versus Nintendo Land.
I will say also for super chats, if people want to super chat in, if you're reading ahead and you want to make an argument for a game on this bracket, go for it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
as we get there,
Love
we
to
can,
hear
you
your
can bring in
insights.
your arguments. Earthbound versus Nintendo Land.
Had to look them up, Bless.
Yeah.
I've never played Earthbound. Of course, I hear all the conversation about it. Really never seen Earthbound besides some screenshots before. So I actually looked up gameplay. Little turn-based, old school, great music, fantastic music. I'll give them that. What's the story of Earthbound, though? What the fuck
The
is
story
happening?
it's like weird shit is going on. It's aliens. You're a kid. You have psychic powers.
Oh.
Yeah, shit goes down. It's been a minute since I played Earthbound.
Okay.
I haven't played it since I was a kid, so I couldn't even tell you like the moment to moment story. All I can tell you is that I loved it. It was one of those ones that I think felt fresh and different. Granted, like this game came out probably before I was born, if I'm being real, but I came to it later and being like, man, I was introduced to Ness through Smash, and I always had the question of who the fuck is this
Who's
kid?
this jabroni?
Like, what's going on with him? Which led me to playing Earthbound, which led me to being like, yo, this is fucking awesome. Weird, cool soundtrack, really cute world with like a neat art style and interesting like direction. Like the characters look like Pokemon characters, but like the world has this eerie feeling to it.
Yeah.
Like there's something off the entire time. And yeah, you're exploring with like the fucking kids that you that you meet along the way.
I like that it's so old school. We didn't even make like art for the back of their heads like in a Pokemon. It's just cards that say their name in front of them.
Wait, say that again?
Is that how it looked? When I was looking up gameplay, it looked like you don't even have like the sprites of them in front, like when they're fighting something.
Yeah, I see.
It
what you
looked
mean.
like
Yeah.
you know how in like Pokemon you see the back of their heads.
Yeah.
This one it just looked like there's just cards with their names on in front of them.
Yeah, if there's a battle screen, because now I'm like, wait, what did the battle screen even look like? Yeah, I think you're right. Because you definitely don't see the back of their head. You're definitely right about that.
I was like, oh man, it's that old school. Like we didn't even get to that point yet. But the music really caught me off guard. The music, the colors, the world, like you said, it is very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm looking at this, Earthbound is the easiest pick. I love Nintendo Land, but like Nintendo Land.
Let's talk about Nintendo.
It's a
hold up.
Have you played Nintendo Land?
No, never. I looked it up.
Oh, it's really fun.
Hey now, a Nintendo Land revive?
Listen,
let's talk about it.
You're
now.
preaching to the choir.
Okay.
I've been asking
Let's
for
not
Nintendo.
skirt over Nintendo.
I've been asking for Nintendo Land to come back for years because it was basically a collection of mini games that were each based off of different Nintendo characters.
Yeah.
And the mini games were surprisingly fun. It was a Wii U title, so it got super overlooked. But there was a Mario tag game in there that I remember having a lot of fun with.
Yeah.
There was a Luigi's Mansion ghost busting game in there that was super fun. There was one other game in there that I fucking loved. I think it was Animal Crossing. You're collecting fruit or some shit.
Okay.
I remember having a lot of fun, but like, if we're being real, and we're matching this up against Earthbound, it's no contest. Like Nintendo Land isn't even like the best Nintendo like party game.
But think
party
about all the fun
franchise.
IP that you'd have in 2024.
Yeah, I mean,
Think about the cool, innovative things you could do with the Switch.
you would have Splatoon in there, right?
HD
You would have.
Rumble.
You can do some stuff with HD Rumble. Mike,
Yeah.
you don't give a fuck about HD Rumble. Be
No,
real.
I don't.
You don't give a fuck about any of the things you're talking about.
Here's the problem, is I'm on the side of Earthbound, right? I was fascinated to look both of these up, as these are both games I've never played before or really have ever seen. And so Earthbound caught my eye. Like I said, the music, the color, the characters, the people talking about the story seems like a fun time.
Yeah.
Nintendo Land caught my eye because it's like, oh, that
We
seems like
should
a
play
Wii
Nintendo
game.
Land
Yeah.
on stream.
Okay.
I think Nintendo Land will actually be a fun time with us.
I'd check it out.
We would have to maybe have like 4 of us, but
Because there's a lot of those Nintendo games that I loved on the Wii.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Wii Sports, and then you think about Mario Baseball and stuff like that, where you're using the nunchuck and you're swinging it all around. I loved that. I'm a sucker for that.
We can save time here. We got a lot
Number
to talk
one.
about.
Put it on.
Earthbound wins.
What'd the fans say?
Yeah, what was the vote on this one? 82%.
Okay.
So
there's some Nintendo Land people out there.
17% of
They
your
could
sickos.
see the vision.
They just want to cause chaos. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody on this earth like is going to be like, oh yeah, I have a choice to bring back a dead IP, and I'm going Nintendo Land over Earthbound. Let's move on to the next one. F-Zero versus Nintendogs.
Looked them both up.
You had to look
I
up both
played
of these.
F99 recently,
Oh,
so like I know.
okay.
But I wanted to go back old school. I wanted to make sure I'm checking out some of these things, seeing what it's all about. F-Zero in 2024 and beyond could be cool, but do we need another racing game, Bless? That's what I would say. Do we need another racing game, Bless?
An F-Zero game, yes.
As a jabroni who grew up in the 90s and had a Tamagotchi,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved Connectimals, I think we need to bring back Nintendogs.
Guy's a fucking
Like
psychopath.
I think we need to let the dogs out.
What is that? Do you genuinely? Honestly, I'm gonna ask this question and I know the answer.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself getting deep into a new Nintendogs game?
Me personally,
Yes.
no.
Okay. See,
There was
I
a
didn't
moment
think
there
you
I
would
was
say
like,
no.
maybe.
I could see it.
I like the idea of this Nintendogs game. So was this just like having a Tamagotchi essentially,
Yeah.
where you'd log on and you'd have a little dog there, you could feed it, clean it, pet it?
I imagine so.
Type shit?
I didn't play much Nintendogs. It was
Okay.
always one that I either see my friends play or I would see commercials
Yeah.
for. Barrett, did you play Nintendogs?
No.
Yeah, I don't know many like gamers that played Nintendogs, but I think this is one that probably just had the appeal of like kids that had a handheld device, kids that had a DS, and wanted to like have a fucking dog.
I have a
It was the
virtual
easy-
dog that comes with me anywhere on my Nintendo Switch now.
Yeah.
Show it to all my friends. Maybe we can have a dog party if we all link up our Switches together in a certain radius.
I'm surprised Nintendogs is a dead IP, honestly.
I feel like we got a hit on our hands here.
No,
sell me on F99. Why should I care about?
Okay, first of all, it's called F-Zero.
Because look at this dog.
Here's the thing: what's the question here? Because is the question which one's going to sell more? Because I'll say I think Nintendogs is going to be more successful.
What deserves the revival?
F-Zero.
That's what. Really?
Yeah. People. If you're speaking to the fan base, F-Zero. F-Zero is a classic video game. It is a fun video game.
Yeah.
You might say, do we need another racing game?
We have a lot of racing games
But
left.
F-Zero gives you that high-speed intergalactic aspect to it that I think gives it its own personality, gives it its own flair. I think based off of like...
But does Nintendo need that in the portfolio?
Does it need it? No.
They got Mario Kart.
But like, do they need it? No, but I think it'd be fun.
Okay.
And not everything in the porportfolio needs to be.
That's true.
This is gonna sell
That's
10
true.
million.
That's
This
true.
is gonna like save the cat. No, it's just a fun F-Zero game, and a lot of your fans want it. Nobody, I can't say nobody actually, because I think a lot of people would probably ask for new Nintendogs. I think more people are passionate about wanting a new F-Zero than people are passionate about wanting a new Nintendo.
Take me back to lockdown when we were all in lockdown, and instead of Animal Crossing, you give me Nintendogs. Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm building a bond with that dog. It's going to be crazy, man.
I'll be honest, me too. You release a Nintendogs in 2024, I'm going to be into it.
This shit might go crazy. All right, well, here's the problem, Bless. We're going to be split because I'm saying it's Nintendogs.
I'm going to say it's F-Zero.
Bring it to the people.
Barrett, what do the people say?
It goes to Nintendo.
Wow. Yeah.
Holy cow. Keep this up for a second because it is a very close vote here.
Yeah.
51% of people, 51.56% of people voted for
That's
Nintendogs.
one vote changing that.
Yeah, that was like off by a few votes. So Nintendogs is taking it.
I feel it.
That's the first upset of the episode.
I love that. I mean, that's a close one too. What, that's 2-7? Okay, not bad.
That was a very quick upset.
Let's go to the next one. Golden Sun versus Kid Icarus.
Now, Mike, I'm going to need you to actually play Authority a little bit because I know you looked up some of the stuff.
I looked up both of these.
You looked up these games beforehand.
Looked up both of these.
I know Kid Icarus from the NES game. I do know that there was a 3DS game that released, but I never played it. And Golden Sun, I've heard more about than I actually know. Give me the pitch on these.
Golden Sun seems like a fantasy turn-based RPG. It seemed very much what I was looking at with I don't want to compare it to Earthbound, but that kind of style. Golden Sun reminds me of like an Octopath Traveler and how it looked.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, it's clearly that not third person, but like, you know what I'm talking about. You see the 3D model, he's running around. It's clearly turn-based.
Yeah.
It's in a
high classic fantasy RPG.
Yeah, that's how it seemed to me. Now I'll tell you.
Yeah, pixel art.
Kid Icarus, though.
Yeah.
I must have looked at like a modern one because it looked kind of sick.
You probably looked at the 3DS one.
Yeah,
Kid Icarus
it looked
Uprising.
Both of them looked good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Both looked good, and I was like, "Oh wow, I'm impressed." I'm not mad at Golden Sun, but like Kid Icarus looked kind of sick.
All right, I'm looking up wiki pages for both of these games.
Look up wiki pages for both of these.
Because again,
Golden Sun looked cool though.
Because I want to learn more about Golden Sun. Golden Sun is a series of fantasy role-playing games developed by Camelot, which we know Camelot. Camelot's awesome, and published by Nintendo. It follows the story of a group of magically attuned adepts who are charged with preventing the potentially destructive power of alchemy from being released as it was in the past. Players navigate characters through the game's world by defeating enemies, solving puzzles, and completing assigned missions to complete the storyline. As we look at gameplay, I imagine this is Game Boy Advanced, right? Like, Golden Sun has always fascinated me because whenever I see gameplay of it, I'm like, that looks like every fantasy RPG that I've seen. Every like classic pixel art fantasy RPG.
I like the look of this. But here's the issue. You read that, and I wanted to fall asleep. Because in the back of my mind, you know what would wake me up? Cool dude with a bow. Okay, cool dude with a bow. Let's be real with each other now. That guy's running around with a bow and arrow and he's shooting things.
The plot of Kid Icarus revolves around protagonist Pitt's quest for 3 sacred treasures, which he must equip to rescue the Greek-inspired fantasy world Angel Land and its ruler, the goddess Palutena. The player controls Pitt through platform areas while fighting monsters and collecting items. The objective is to reach the end of the levels and to find and defeat boss monsters that guard the 3 treasures. The game was developed by Nintendo's Research and Development Division, yada, yada, yada. I think I just have more of a connection to Kid Icarus than Golden Sun. A lot of that is because of the NES title, and then a lot of that is because of playing Smash and Pitt being a character in Smash along with Palutena.
What's your vote? Where you going?
It's like I almost want to abstain because like I don't know enough about Golden Sun.
Think about like Kid Icarus Revival. Hold on, what was
you
said it was the 3DS?
Show them that new
Kid Icarus Uprising.
Show them that new one. That new.
That's
the one I clicked on. Yeah, show them that new.
Because I know this looks. I remember seeing the trailer for this and being like, "Yo, this looks fucking sick."
Look at this guy. You know what I mean? You're telling me you don't want to play that?
No,
That's
I
like
do.
Kingdom Hearts gameplay.
Yeah,
right there,
look at
almost.
this.
I dead ass do want to play this.
Yeah,
I want to play this real bad.
This is where it's at, y'all. Let's be real with each other.
Like
right
games
now.
like this are why I'm sad that I never owned a DS or a 3DS growing up.
Like think about it in like because you see like the 2D like OG gameplay and you're like, oh, it would probably evolve like a Zelda or something like this. You check this out and you're like, oh damn.
Fuck it, my vote's Kid Icarus.
My vote's Kid Icarus as well.
All right,
It
Kid
looks
Icarus
sick.
goes on.
How could I not?
Mike, me and you just pissed off a lot of people, just so you know.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, dude, the Golden Sun. I hear so many people. Yeah, what is the audience?
Show us what the audience.
Because I hear so many people talk about how good Golden Sun is.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to be about it.
Yeah, Golden Sun won, but it was a narrow vote here.
fuck.
Yeah, 54% of the audience voted for Golden Sun over Kid Icarus.
Okay.
Next up in the bracket,
The final part of this one.
the final one in the Punch Out or in the Nintendo side of the bracket for the first round. We have Punch Out versus Wario Land.
Can you give me a rundown of Wario Land? I had to look it up, and I still don't understand what the fuck was happening.
This is like just the 2D Wario platformer spin-off of like the Super Mario Land like handheld games.
Okay.
But after a while, they started adding Wario as the main character.
Okay.
And like he's just a bit more beefy. Did you see the indie game that was at our GDC showcase, Anton Blast?
Yes.
Anton Blast,
That is basically Wario Land.
That's what
that game is
okay.
based off of like Wario Land style gameplay. So like Wario's fucking trucking through things, looking for treasure. I actually don't know what the fuck the story is. All I know is that he's collecting a lot of gold and he's fucking tanking through things.
Here's the issue.
It's wacky, has a fun art style. I like Wario. I haven't played it in forever. It was one of the ones that I would actually borrow my friend's GBA on the bus ride on the way to school. And like I would play Wario Land on his GBA. That's
sick.
the extent of my time.
Okay.
There was also one for the Wii that I played that had a really cool art style to it. Although
What's
I don't know
the
if
other
game
one
was that
where
good.
it's mini games? WarioWare?
That's WarioWare.
So he's got 2 games.
Yeah, he has 2 franchises.
Good for him.
He might have more. I don't
That's
know.
a big come up.
I mean, listen, that's Wario. You know, that's Mario's evil twin. Of course, he's gonna have franchises to him.
I'm going to actually go with Wario Land. Punch Out for me, I'm in this weird one of like, I just want Fight Night or I want Ready to Rumble. I don't want Punch Out.
Oh, interesting.
But there's some cool games that are coming up in the Punch Out art style and gameplay style that are pretty fun that I'd recommend you check out. We saw them at some of our GDC coverage, and at GDC, Big Boy Boxing, I think is what it's called. It's Punch Out, but with their own fun characters.
Is that the one?
Stuff.
Is that the anime one? There was one with the anime art style to it.
No, this one's more like cartoony.
Cartoony? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
But I liked that one. I think it's called Big Boy Boxing. Check that one out. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Wario Land. I'm gonna go with Wario Land.
If I have to choose between Punch Out and Wario Land of which one am I more likely to play and be excited about if they announced it, I'm probably going Punch Out.
Okay.
Yeah, Punch Out. Okay. I know you mentioned like you prefer like, you know, there's other boxing franchises that you would gravitate to more. Punch Out, I think, is more of a unique thing. It's like more of a one of a kind kind of game. It is boss rush, and I always love a boss rush.
Yeah.
It is twitch reflexes. It is reading the patterns. Like I think today in the world
You're
of
putting up fake YouTubers and stuff for fun.
Wait, say that again. Oh,
Like
put
some of the
fake
bosses, like, are fake
oh,
YouTubers
here's the
gonna be
thing,
in
right? A few things, right? In the world of Souls-likes, in the world of super difficult games, I think Punch Out becomes a sensation if you release a modern one. In the world of so many personalities and like people that would definitely want to be in this, like don't put fucking Logan Paul or anybody or those guys in it. But like I think there are probably people of that ilk that you can make versions of in Punch Out that could be really fun.
Alana once boxed. You could put Alana.
Yeah, put Alana Pierce as an unlockable
She
character.
boxed. That was sick.
Yeah, no, I'm going Punch Out.
Okay. Let's bring it to the people.
What are the people saying,
Bring
Barrett?
it to the people.
Barrett's making the poll, it sounds like. Oh, Wario Land wins it.
Land.
Again, another narrow vote, though. 55% of people voted for Wario Land. 45% voted for Punch Out, which means Wario Land takes it and moves on.
That's that first part of Nintendo. Not bad.
That's the first first round.
4 leave.
So the winners there, and coming up in the next round when we come back, is Earthbound versus Nintendogs, and then Kid Icarus versus Wario Land.
Damn, Nintendogs has got a big battle here.
Mike, where are you taking us next?
Let's go to Xbox next. Let's go up top right.
First up, we got Banjo-Kazooie versus 1 versus 100.
It's a tough one.
Is it?
This is a tough one.
No, it's not. It's not.
Here's the deal. We're riding the high off of Astrobot. We all love these 3D platformer collectathons. Blah, blah, blah. It's great. The
Michael.
Bear and the Bird. You know, there's a lot of other great ones as well. Gex the lizard, I think about, right? I think about my main man conquers bad fur, they conquer the squirrel, right? I think about Glover, okay? It's like
Conquer should have been on this.
Why don't we give any love to some of them? You know what I mean? We always got to talk about the bird and the bear. We
Conquer could have been on. You made the list.
I know.
You didn't put Conquer on the list.
I did it for Paris. Okay?
You could have fit Conquer in here.
No, here's
you
the
put
catch.
Prototype on this bitch.
Shout out to Prototype, though. Shout out to Prototype. But here's the problem.
I should have went through and just fucking redid this whole thing.
Don't you love moments that bring us all together? Don't you love trivia? You love a good trivia.
I do
night.
love trivia.
You love the idea of like, what if you could invite all your friends over and also the Globe, and we all come together on a Tuesday night at 7 p.m. where Major Nelson hosts 1 versus 100.
This wouldn't last in 2024.
This wouldn't last. This would have the juice.
No, who's gonna host it every week? Major Nelson doesn't work there anymore. You think Phil Spencer's gonna step up to the plate?
Wait, but, all right. Let me pitch it to you, Blessing. Xbox makes the call. They're like, we need to have someone host this once a week. Bring. Snowbike Mike, will you pick up the phone? Will you pick up the phone?
And I say,
Snowbike Mike.
I say, hello, this is Snowbike Mike.
Yes, Mike, this is Mr. Xbox. We're bringing back 1 versus 100, and we are looking for a host. Would you be interested?
Oh my God, Mr. Xbox, I would love to host your weekly 1 versus 100 trivia show. But one thing, can I bring my partner in crime, Blessing Adeoye Jr.?
Hold on, you're getting another call. Bring.
Let me bring it into third.
Bring.
Hello. I noticed this is a 3-way call now.
3-way call.
Yeah. Hello. This is Greg Miller. No, you're not doing that. You have a full-time job. Like, with what time are you and Bless going to host
Tuesday afternoon.
1v100?
I know we are now in a bidding war, Mr. Snowbike Mike, Mr. Blessing Adeoye Jr. I will pay both of you $300,000 a year.
Wow, a year.
I'm Greg Miller, and I know you can't afford that for 1 day a week. Absolutely not. Here's the thing.
Trivia.
Because does HQ? Do you guys remember the HQ trivia?
Yeah.
Do you remember HQ trivia?
That was big, but
does
it was
it still
only
exist?
Big. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Jackbox games exist.
It's different.
Jackbox is close to this, though. Okay. I know it's different, but it's close.
Here's the thing: it's closer to HQ Trivia, which was more accessible because everybody has a phone, right? And so like more people are going to get into that, and even that.
Well, your phone's an Xbox now. Your phone's an Xbox.
This is an Xbox. That's a good point. That is a good argument. Here's the flaw in your argument.
Okay.
Is that it is going up against Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes.
It's fucking Banjo. Come on, dude.
I know.
Everybody wants it. It's the easy slam dunk. You talk about Astrobot and like what that is for PlayStation, how beloved that is. Banjo can be that for Xbox. It's been gone forever. So many of us have nostalgia for it. The gameplay is there. The charm is there. The character recognizability is there. Come on. It's an easy choice. It's Banjo.
I love that. Blessing,
it's Banjo.
I agree with you. It is Banjo.
All right. Banjo wins. And move on to the next round.
What's the vote, though?
Oh, the vote, 65%.
They ran away with it.
I mean, that's
too close
weird.
for comfort. 65% of people voted Banjo.
I think 34% of people just wanted to piss off Paris in the chat.
Which I respect, I'm all about it.
Y'all got phones, don't you? Yeah, you know it, Brian. That's right. Check in with the super chats really quick. Check in with the super chats.
Good call. I've been neglecting
Let's see what our people on the super chats are saying.
CJ Splitson writes in and says, make Nintendogs, but Pokemon / Pikachu. Robbie Rod writes in and says, Nintendogs is a mobile app like Pokemon Go. I mean, that'd be a smart way to bring it back.
Pokemon Nintendogs? Yeah, that would be crazy.
The problem is that Nintendo already does have Pokemon. And so, like, to bring Nintendogs back and go, hey, how do we make this into Pokemon? You're working backwards. You already have Pokemon.
You're hitting a more niche market. Like, doesn't Tamagotchi still kind of technically exist? Like, how many people are actually like getting into the Tamagotchis nowadays?
If you're thinking about buying Snowbike Mike a holiday present, buy me a Tamagotchi.
JJ Miranda 544 says the bracket needs to be adjusted. The 2 seed should be at the bottom, and the 4 seed should be under the 1 seed matchup. I don't know how brackets work.
I'll teach you. I noticed that. Don't worry about it. We didn't say anything.
We don't know.
We'll teach them on the next
brackets.
time.
We don't understand round robin. It's fine.
So like, wait, the 2 seed should be at the bottom.
So the 2 and the 1 technically should meet at the very end.
Oh, you're right.
So it goes 1-8, and then whatever the next would be that 4-5 should be there, and then it should be 3-6 or 2-7, something like that. But
that's on me.
The 1 and the 2 should collide at the end.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
But hey, we're learning. Yes. Jordan Vickers writes in and says, I know this is a movie property first, but The Warriors. Remade, ground up, more missions, and an online mode where you make your own gang and protect your turf. Can you dig it? Jordan, I can dig it. I love that idea.
He can.
I
He can think about it.
God, I love it.
Calvin Perez says Doritos Crash Course should be on Xbox.
Oh, that's a good call. That should have been on there. You know what? Barrett would probably tweak on that.
What?
Because Barrett loves the speedrunning challenges of that recent Nintendo one. Barrett, you should download at home Nintendo or Doritos Crash Course 1 and 2 and just go ham on those. You would love them, Barrett. I love those games so much. That's a great call.
I've never heard of those.
Oh my God, Barrett, you're gonna lose your marbles. It's just American Ninja Warrior,
which I
with
love.
your avatars, and you just run as fast as you can. It's a blast. It's a great game. It's a great game.
Dear Sixlet writes in about Dark Cloud, so I'm gonna put a pin in that. And when we get to Dark Cloud,
hold on to Dark Cloud.
Remind me to get back to that. Chat, remind me to get back to.
I had to look that one up.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you all about Dark Cloud. I got you when we get to Dark Cloud, Mike. Don't you worry. All right, next matchup: Viva Pinata versus Crimson Skies.
Shit, man.
Is this an easy one?
Yes, because I just don't think the dog fighting jet video games are all that exciting for a mass audience. I think there's like a small audience that really rides or dies for that, but I don't think that like the plain action game is really that big. I think the name is big.
Crimson Sky, that is like a classic, like we all know Crimson Skies. Fun fact, I used to play the Crimson Skies demo. Oh, this exact one, actually. Man, I used to play this on my PC a lot.
Here's the issues. I watched this and I go, man, I would play that. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh,
this brought me back, Barrett. This is like the exact level, the exact plane I would fly in that demo.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Fuck.
It's a cool game, Bless. It's a cool game, bro.
But the answer is Viva Pinata, though.
I think the answer is Viva Pinata, right? Like you love pinata, you love the pinatas, you love the little property management going on there with all the fun stuff that you can do on the farm. Mm-hmm. It's a good time.
All right.
I'm surprised we haven't brought back Viva Pinata. What happened there?
Well, I'm surprised. I mean, as we were going through this Xbox bracket,
we get lost on this?
I feel like right now this is a case of, man, some easy decisions that aren't being made over here on Xbox. Because Banjo-Kazooie, bring it back. Viva Pinata, bring it back. What are we doing? You know?
Sometimes it's tough with that 3D collectathon action platformer to nail it. I think you've seen so many come and go on like the third party kind of Xboxy side, like Super Lucky's Tale and Ukulele, that are like good, but they're not breakout all-star great. And I think sometimes you have a little apprehension of that, especially when you're going up against the big dogs from Nintendo and now Astrobot, that like you're like, maybe we hold for a little bit if it's not perfect.
I feel that. I feel like what's more tough though is Everwild being development hell, and Redfall coming out and being that, right? Or Scalebound getting canceled. I feel like making a Banjo.
Blessing, if Team Xbox could get into your mind, they'd be like, just forget Everwild. They want everyone that exists. They're like, they would just love to MIB everyone while they're watching the Xbox 360 or the Xbox E3 of like, Everwild, boom, gotcha. Yeah. Nobody remembers.
Men in Black
Flash. We neuralize you.
Next up, we got Prototype versus Fusion Frenzy.
Shit.
Mike, you're going to have to take the lead on this one.
This is a crazy one, bro. Because, of course, the hero, beat 'em up, 3D hero adventure games are all the rage now, right? Yep. Spider-Man's the hottest game around. Xbox has Prototype, which was, Activision's hero game. Kind of edgy, a little dark. You know what I mean? They had 2 of them. They were fun.
I remember those GameStop commercials for Prototype. You remember those?
Yeah. No.
They were like what's it called? Fourth wall breaking.
Okay.
Like, just making jokes while being Prototype.
Yeah, it's Prototype.
Chat probably fuels me.
Kind of badass, kind of cool. Here's the issue. Is like Fusion Frenzy's just great though. And who doesn't love a good party game? People love Mario Party. We'd love one on Xbox. You love a good Pummel Party on PC that I make you guys play all the time. Those are great. The mini games in Fusion Frenzy are great. They got a fun cast and crew. You have your favorite member, or maybe you just like a certain color, like being the yellow guy or the red jabroni. Like those are always been great. You know what I mean? So
love the yellow guy.
I love being the yellow guy. It's like that's the problem here. I could go either way. I think it is Fusion Frenzy if the fans were to vote. Prototype, they need a hero. Could Prototype be the one? Probably not.
Chad also points out that Prototype is actually not an Xbox IP.
Well, I was gonna comment on that. Right, it's Activision, and Activision's owned by Xbox.
You got to remember that.
Shit,
yeah, I put that in there, Chad, because it's Activision. Yeah.
You're right.
You got to remember we've added stuff now. We've added a lot there. So we're trying. You got to keep up with the times. There's a lot going on in that one. Is right. I I think it's Fusion Frenzy.
I remember playing Fusion Frenzy.
Yeah.
And hating it. I hated Fusion Frenzy growing up.
That's
crazy. At my friend's house. Could not stand this fucking game. That said, it gets my vote also.
Now, did you?
I think it's a better thing to bring back.
Liking Mario Party?
Yeah,
or was it just you just didn't like the party games? Was there the games inside of it weren't good?
I think the mini games bugged me in Fusion Frenzy, but I think part of that might just be that like I would play it at a friend's house, and I think because my friend owned it, they were just way better at the mini games.
Oh, so they're slapping you around.
Yeah, they're just slapping me around.
Okay.
As a kid, I'm just like, yo, fuck this.
You don't remember being in the burger shop and you were smashing the bugs? With the everybody had a hammer and they were smashing the bugs. Who could smash?
I was probably
bugs?
crying. Like I don't remember. No, I was probably fucking frustrated. As a kid.
It's a great time. Yeah, Fusion Frenzy is winning. Oh wow, very close though.
The fans also voted for Fusion Frenzy.
People want a hero.
Votes.
They want a hero.
So it sounds like all of us are saying Fusion Frenzy, and that moves on. Our final round of the Xbox bracket for round 1.
Yeah,
Brute Force versus Jade Empire. Mike, you're gonna have to school me real hard on what's going on here.
What if I told you there was a Guardians of the Galaxy before Guardians of the Galaxy?
No way.
A ragtag group of misfits come together and they got to team up to save the world. And maybe there's a lizard man.
It's called Concord, and they did away with it. They took it off.
Now this time it's Brute Force, man. What a time, Brute Force back in the day. Looked up Jade Empire because I never played Jade Empire.
Okay.
Pretty dope. Pretty dope there. You're going to want to look up the Wikipedia, give you the rundown.
Yeah, let me look up Jade
I am more
Empire.
of a Brute Force jabroni, but I will say I looked up Jade Empire. Jade Empire looked pretty dope.
Step into the role of an aspiring martial arts master and follow the path of the open palm or closed fist. Already you got me. Already you got me, Jade. And that's for the Steam version, Jade Empire Special Edition.
Yep.
Let's see. They go on to say, in this multi-award-winning action RPG, your choices and actions will determine the fate of the entire Jade Empire. Will you prevent the destruction of this beautiful land, or will you crush it beneath your heel? Are you a warrior who uses his strength and fighting mastery to bring peace, or will you instead use your power to bring pain and ruin? The choice is yours. Barrett, is there like a trailer that we can watch for Jade Empire? This shit sounds fucking awesome. The original award-winning Jade Empire.
A lot of people are riding on this one.
An incredible, engaging story, a wealth of fascinating characters to interact with, beautiful, mysterious lands to explore, discover, and save or conquer.
Check this out. He's got a cool tattoo.
Dope-ass tattoo.
Great beard on that guy.
So far, looking at this reminds me of the Mortal Kombat Deception Conquest mode.
That? Man, that was a great time back then, too.
I mean, playing a Shujinko, I love that.
Great time. That was a great time back then.
Yeah, rich blend of role-playing and real-time combat. And this is BioWare, too.
BioWare? People are saying it was martial arts KOTOR.
I mean, based on description, I'm going Jade Empire.
Look at this.
This game looks fucking awesome.
Blessing, what if I was to tell you that's the correct answer?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, you got the brute force sickos like me out there, but I think the correct answer is...
No, based on everything I've seen and read, Jade Empire, shoot, this might go all the way. Jade Empire looks sick. Holy cow.
You can play it at 4K 60 right now on the Series X, is what some chat member just said.
I might check it out.
That's
honestly.
crazy.
That might be a break game for me.
You know what? Let's see the vote.
Are you going Jade Empire as well?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jade Empire.
Okay, so we're both going Jade Empire.
Yeah.
What are the fans saying, Barrett?
Shout out to the brute force sickos.
Jesus, they beat.
Okay, we gotta get
Jade
some more.
Empire, Jade Empire beat brute force.
We gotta get some more sickos in the chat.
Jade
Where
Empire with about 90% of the vote.
You don't
winning.
hold that near and dear to your heart like I did. You know what I mean? What happened to all of us brute force fans? Did we lose it?
I don't know what brute force is.
I don't even know.
Halo and Gears of War came out. We forgot about brute force. It was a whole thing.
Did we ever know about brute
We
force?
used to be a society, Mike.
It was a whole thing. Let's say it was a whole thing.
Man, I'm shocked that I was that out of the loop of Jade. I would have told you that it was a fantasy game or like some other.
Now you know.
Wow.
Chat.
Hold on. Xbox has this IP? Like
Way
they
back
own
in the
this
day.
IP?
I don't know on that one where it falls.
And they don't use it?
I don't think anyone uses this. We've moved on. Sometimes we have to let them sleep. Just let them rest.
Let me look it up. Hold
Your winners for the Xbox side of the bracket are Banjo-Kazooie and Viva Pinata, along with Fusion Frenzy and Jade Empire. As we move down to the PlayStation section, our first matchup here, Jak and Daxter versus Parasite Eve.
Okay.
This is similar to the last one, where there is a correct answer.
I had to look up Parasite Eve.
Tell me about it. What do you like about Parasite Eve?
Look kind of cool. Resident Evil vibes.
Yeah.
Weird, like almost insect-looking alien robots that I was watching on the screen. It gave me just like, hey, what if we made like a weird sci-fi horror Resident Evil?
I mean, I like that.
That's what the vibes I got from watching it.
Also, it seems that EA is the owner of Jade Empire.
The Call Up EA.
Call Up EA. And they're in the Xbox section because it was an exclusive when it came out. And I think, did Microsoft might have published it?
It's like when we put Mass Effect 1 on one of the best Xbox games lists.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'll let it slide.
You look at it and you go, yeah, that seems about right. It's like when Mass Effect 2 was on the best PlayStation list. And we said, yeah.
The player takes on the role of Aya Brea, an NYPD rookie, and this is for Parasite Eve, attending an opera at Carnegie Hall with a blind date in New York City on December 24th, 1997.
Okay.
During the opera, everyone in the building spontaneously combusts.
Get out of town.
Except for Aya, her date, and an actress on stage named Melissa Pierce.
What?
Aya confronts Melissa on stage, and Melissa says that Aya's mitochondria need more time to develop. She flees backstage, with Aya giving chase. Backstage, Melissa then mutates into a beast and flees into the sewers, declaring that her name is now Eve.
I'm going to be real with you. That's kind of wild.
Now,
it's kind of, you're telling me that that's not cooler than Jack and Daxter?
Imagine if they brought this back and Kojima.
No, you can't use that argument anymore.
Just throwing it out there.
No, that is a bullshit argument because we could say that about literally any game on this list.
Well, let's be real. Okay, let's think about it.
Yo, think about it. What if they brought back Wario Land, but Kojima directed
but think about it. All right, Jack and Daxter directed by Kojima, or Parasite Eve. Think about it.
Damn.
Think about it.
This is pretty lit, Blast. It's a dope write-up.
Everything about Parasite Eve appeals to me.
Yeah.
Even more than Jack and Daxter, but I gotta say Jack and Daxter because I know what it will do for the streets. The streets will go insane for Jack and Daxter. I listen. Sometimes I gotta break for the audience. Sometimes I gotta look at them and be like, listen, you guys are more of an authority on this than I am. I've not played either of these games. I'm not a Jack and Daxter.
Well, you know
what?
You know what?
Love Jack and Daxter.
Then we better fucking leave it up to the audience because I'm going Parasite Eve. Let's see
I forgot
Jack
to
and
make a
Dexter
poll,
says.
so that is going out now.
I'm gonna give it the look like
now.
I don't know about that, homie.
Parasite Eve does sound real cool though.
It's just the thing, like. Imagine a cool and creative world similar to like Ratchet and Clank, and you're this fucking cool guy, blonde guy, and your best friend turns into this fucking weasel. You have to like figure out how to like turn him back into a human and shit.
Oh shit, that's the story premise there.
That's I think that's like how it opens.
My counter argument is that Ratchet and Clank exists and is the best 3D platformer of that era.
I would say that the world of Jack and Daxter is much more interesting than the world of Ratchet and Clank.
All right.
Damn. What about Sly Cooper though? Because I always look at him as the big three.
I mean, they are the big three.
And so what?
But then you got Tack.
What's the ranking of the big three?
It depends on who you ask. Every kid had a different game.
Okay.
And so if you ask me, I'm going Ratchet and then the other two.
Okay.
But like everybody has a different answer to that.
Okay.
How's the poll going?
Let's find out. Let's find out. We're going to have a live look at the polls right now here to see who you pick. We've left it up to you. We've left it up to the chat.
Oh,
shit.
No.
Okay.
With 51% of the vote,
let the audience
Parasite Eve. 124 people vote, or 125 people voted. By the way, 64 of them voted for Parasite Eve.
We let the chat vote. We let the chat speak on this one.
All right, Parasite.
Chat, you're not allowed to complain after this.
Exactly. The chat can't complain because I let them vote.
Just so y'all know, my hands are clean.
Yep.
I said Jack and Daxter, so none of y'all can get mad at me.
Too.
None of y'all can get mad at me.
My hands are technically clean too.
We're pretty much just saying this so when Janet eventually posts at all of us.
Yes.
Just for like whenever the Reddit posts get made, whenever the YouTube comments get put up, whenever people tweet, just know that Blessing is innocent in all this. Because even though my heart says Parasite Eve, my mind still said I gotta go to Jack and Daxter.
But how dope was that write up of Parasite Eve though?
I mean, here's the thing: every write up I read of Parasite Eve makes it sound like the dopest game of all time.
Now you put that in Resident Evil, like you just make Resident Evil, but it's Parasite Eve. Boom.
I mean, that's just Parasite Eve.
I know, how sick would that be though?
Oh, I see.
I'm talking like a modern one.
Oh,
like give me Resident Evil Village, but it's Parasite Eve, and we just see what happens. Let's go wild.
Next up, we got Sly Cooper versus Dark Cloud.
I mean, this is an easy one right here.
It is Dark Cloud, baby.
It's Dark Cloud. Dark Cloud. Can I see some footage of Dark Cloud? Let's have a conversation.
Pull
about
up some
Dark
footage
Cloud.
of Dark Cloud. I mean, Dark Cloud's so
Dark
good.
Cloud? What is this?
It is a PS2, I guess, JRPG with like dungeon crawling elements to it and world and like town building elements to it. So basically, a fucking evil wizard alien man like fucking takes a village and throws it into a cave. I know I'm butchering the story, but basically this is what what it is.
Happens.
You as like this adventurer, you have to go into these caves that are basically like these roguelite dungeons. They are randomized. There's like a thirst meter on the top left there, so you have to like
so much about you makes so much sense.
Thirsty.
It is a randomized dungeon. You go in, and each level has parts of the town that you can find. So you can find like people who live in the town. You can find houses. You can find parts of like lakes or trees. And as you go into each of these dungeons, you're bringing them back out into the town to then build this town.
Wow.
So the deeper you get into these dungeons, the more of the town that you can build. And when you're town building, you can then talk to the different people that live there and be like, hey, what do you want? And one of the guys, he might be a fisher. So he'll be like, hey, put my house next to a lake. And so if you do that, you then get like a bonus item from this guy.
Shit.
And then you reveal more of their stories. It's a game that I swear to God would be such a hit in 2024 because right now, guess what's in vogue? Fucking town building, survival games,
love town
the
builders.
Animal Crossing and all that shit. But then also roguelites.
Who doesn't love a good roguelike?
It's all of that shit. And they did it before. They were
imagine,
so...
chat, if it was directed by Hideo Kojima.
Exactly. They were so ahead of their time with this shit, man.
Can we see a little bit of Sly Cooper?
Have you not seen Sly Cooper?
No, I know Sly. I'm just... I just like seeing it. I like when Barrett puts it up there. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I feel... I
it's very
understand that.
cool.
I mean, the popular vote would say Sly Cooper.
Yeah, that's the issue. We're going to take it to the chat.
Oh, so you're going Sly.
I think I'm a Sly guy.
Okay.
I'm a Sly man.
A Sly is like kind of... It's a bit more... I don't know if this is the first one, but... bit more linear. You're like heisting and shit. You got like a team of furry friends that you're, it's a fun vibe. It's a fun time. This is a newer one, I think. I don't know if the original one.
I'm gonna go with Sly.
First video.
Yeah, fun platformer stealth game.
I love this.
I dig it.
I mean, you gave me two good rundowns.
I know. I gotta fight for my passion.
Yeah, you gotta fight for Dark
I gotta
Cloud.
fight for my passion, which is Dark Cloud. But the streets are gonna say otherwise and go Sly Cooper.
Damn. Are there some Dark Cloud sickos out there still?
I don't
like
know.
Yourself
Here's the
that
thing.
still ride for it?
I don't know if I would describe the Dark Cloud fans as sickos.
Okay.
But like, I think it's more so like people have nostalgia for Dark Cloud. Like, I think there are plenty of people that are like, oh man, I fucked with this game back in the day. I wish it would come back.
Yeah.
But like, I think sicko implies that like there was a super deep lore narrative that people to this day are like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. Like, I don't think anybody's like that. I think we all just liked playing Dark Cloud.
Okay. Let's go to the next one.
Next one, Resistance versus Ape Escape.
I had to look up Ape Escape. I
You had to
thought
look
that
up
was
Ape
Super
Escape?
Monkey Ball.
Oh my God. You know what? No, I don't blame you actually.
Okay, just so you know, I thought it was Super Monkey Ball.
I probably thought that up until maybe I was 17 years old as well. So I'm not going to
So
follow
I
you on
looked
that.
up Ape Escape. Ape Escape, he's just running around with the net,
Forgot the super chat.
catching monkeys.
Let me shout out the super chat real quick from Dear Sixley, who says Dark Cloud 1 and 2 are the PS2 Foundation Soulsborne refines. Do that now and pair that with Hades style runs in the randomized dungeons to gather resources, and you have a Game of the Year contender. I agree with you, Dear Sixley.
There's your Dark Cloud fan right there.
There he is.
Damn, you two should team up, make that game.
So sorry, back to Resistance versus Ape Escape. What were you saying, Mike?
I didn't know what Ape Escape was until I had to look it up. People are reminding me that I did play it inside of Astrobot, which was cute. Don't love it. Don't love it. So all you do is just go running around with a net, trying to collect the monkeys.
Yeah,
the apes.
Yes,
really.
Yep. That's a cool, I think, fun art style and fun vibe.
Does that
to
excite you?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm like, my vote here would be Resistance. I think Ape Escape is like a cool classic game just for what it brought to the table as far as like the dual shock and like analog sticks and like how it pushed things forward in that way. But it's old as fuck, dude.
How many did they make of these?
What, 2?
Is there a bunch of them?
I don't think there's that many. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I would think 2. But maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
I don't know if they made some for like handheld. 3? Kebab says 3.
Okay. Just running around collecting.
I'm just saying, like, think about the fun vibes. And if PlayStation brought back fun vibes of Ape Escape, look, everything is so fucking serious at PlayStation First Party Studios right now.
So serious.
We need another. We need
they
a
just put out
Resistance.
Astrobot and a Lego Horizon.
Yeah, I get, but Astrobot
It's Horizon,
is a
but Lego.
one in fucking like 20 of like.
They put out Ratchet. and a Spider-Man.
Yeah, when's the next time we're getting a Ratchet and Clank? It's fucking Spider-Man. That man's crying all the time. He's got to fucking fight his best friend. Give me a fun.
He doesn't
have money.
Having a fun time catching some apes. Okay, we need a Resistance game. Nah.
I mean, do we? Okay, did I say we need a Resistance? I don't know. We don't need a Resistance game, but
More
also
so than
we
an
don't.
Ape Escape.
Oh yes. Well, here's the thing. I don't think we need either of these. I think both of these franchises can stay dead.
Let's just be real.
Listen,
they're not making it past this next part of the bracket.
Mike, can I be real on this podcast?
Be real.
I don't give a fuck about either of these.
He doesn't care.
No,
he doesn't care.
We don't need either of these. I just think a Resistance in 2024 would probably be just a more fun video game.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Killzone.
Because Killzone Shadowfall came out on PS4, so
shit.
it doesn't count for this.
Just like I think back, chat, to you're running around, you're trying to like figure out the puzzle of catching these apes. How many times have we seen this game in the last 5 fucking years?
Resistance, great co-op franchise, great for co-op shooter.
Everybody loves a good
and we actually don't really have that as much on PlayStation.
You don't have
co-op
that.
shooter.
You don't have that. That's gone by the wayside.
Yeah, I think there's a market for. Actually, I don't even know if there's a market for a new Resistance. I think there's a better market for a new Resistance.
But we're gonna go with
Ape Escape.
Resistance. Resistance is the right answer.
All right, we're both saying Resistance. What did the streets say? What did the audience say?
Yeah, what did the streets say?
The streets also said Resistance.
That's crazy.
No,
67% of the vote.
Y'all are sickos.
Bear, when was the last time you played Ape Escape? The game's not great.
Not great.
I mean, I'm just saying,
He wants
bring
to bring
back
back
more
the fun.
fun, Sony. I don't
wants
need
to
another
walk in that
fucking
corporate office and
dreary
say, "Bring back the fun."
IP that's coming out and making us all
I
fucking
understand that.
exhausted and tired and first-person shooter. Like, that's just not, like, let's just get
I mean, to your point, I do agree. Like, if you bring back Resistance, don't make it look like another brown PS3 video game. Like, add a bit of color, you know? Maybe not Killzone Shadowfall it, or maybe I don't know. Like,
I like that.
yeah, I think add some more brightness to Resistance. I'm down. Lastly,
Now here's the big one.
Siphon Filter versus SOCOM.
Had to look up Siphon Filter.
Yeah? What'd you think?
Don't tease me with a third person over the shoulder James Bond looking game.
Come on.
Don't fucking tease me.
Come on.
Shit, bless.
Do I need to look up the...
Because there was a moment. Give me the rundown, because I don't know what Siphon Filter is, but when I looked it up, I was like, damn, is this just James Bond?
Hold on, let me see. Let me look up a plot synopsis of Siphon Filter, because I also didn't play Siphon Filter, except for a little bit. I think I had a demo on like one of the PlayStation Underground demo discs.
Okay.
But I never played that much of it. I think it was more so like along the lines of like Metal Gear Solid, Splinter Cell. It was in that category of video game, but it was a bit more third-person shooter.
Barrett, can you show me what a PlayStation Underground demo disc looks like? Did I ever play any of these? Do I?
You might. I mean, they
sure
made
I
so
did.
many of them. They came in the magazine.
I'm going to instead give show Siphon Filter.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I got a lot going on.
Yeah, he has a lot of tabs open. Sorry, I'm trying to find the Siphon Filter plot synopsis. The Wikipedia isn't doing a good
give me a
job.
rundown.
Oh, here we go. Siphon Filter video game. In 1999, Gabriel Logan and his partner, I don't want to be Gabe Logan, and his partner Lianzing investigate a series of biological outbreaks triggered by international terrorist group Black Baton, led by Eric Romer. When fellow agent Ellis loses contact during a mission in Costa Rica, the top secret agency dispatches Gabe and Lian to find him. They discover Ellis is dead, and Romer's suspected drug operation is a cover for the viral operation. Shit. Another outbreak in Nepal leads to more questions when an infected person who should have perished somehow survived. And then goes on for like 9 paragraphs. The game is presented in a third-person perspective, and the player can freely move in 3-dimensional space and rotate the camera in any direction.
Fuck yeah, you got to be able to do it.
You got to remember, this came out during an early era of PlayStation.
It's a different time. It's a different time.
Like, they had barely invented third-person shooters.
This shit's wicked, bro.
The core gameplay is focused on action, which involves Logan navigating through levels whilst shooting enemies. The game takes place in a variety of locations, including narrow interior streets of Washington, D.C. to wide open plains of Kazakhstan. In some stealth-based missions, the game has various puzzles. Some locations feature low-light ambience, which force the player to use their flashlight despite its drawbacks imposed during stealth missions. So yeah, very basic. And like there were many Siphon Filters made.
How many Siphon Filters? They made a bunch?
I believe so. At least 3. Hold on, I'm opening up the wiki page. So you had Siphon Filters 1, 2, and 3. You had Siphon Filter Omega Strain. You had Dark Mirror, and you had Logan Shadow. So about 6 for different platforms. I know some of those were handheld.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
pretty lit.
Seems really cool.
It looks good too. I'm actually surprised. Like it's caught my eye.
Barrett, which one is this that we're looking at here? Oh, this is SOCOM. Oh, I forgot we're talking about SOCOM.
Now you go up against the GOAT. Okay? Why hasn't PlayStation brought this back? Why are we dancing around SOCOM? What has happened in that corporate office where we can't bring back SOCOM?
You know how we talked about Xbox and like, why aren't you bringing back Banjo? Why aren't you bringing back Viva Pinata? Where's Fusion Frenzy? Where's Jade Empire? Even though I guess Xbox does not have any power to bring back Jade Empire.
We found that out. Yeah.
I think the problem with PlayStation and SOCOM is that you have so many other IP that are way higher priority than SOCOM. It's like, oh man, all right. We got SOCOM, but also we gotta make another God of War. We gotta make another Last of Us.
That's true.
We gotta make another Uncharted. You know who's gonna make.
But
the next
why not
Uncharted.
find a team?
I don't know if SOCOM's worth it in 2024.
Really?
I don't know if the SOCOM name means anything anymore. I think that's an IP that's of a bygone era.
Is that like Ghost Recon? Not like Ghost Recon, like I'm talking not Rainbow Six and not The Division, but I'm talking like Advanced Warfighter, GRAW, back in the day.
I guess, but like I think Ghost Recon, because Ubisoft has kept it active, at least the Ghost Recon branding is a bit more relevant than SOCOM.
Do you think like the young kids that are playing the Rainbow Six Siege because of the Jinxies even know that it's tied to Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon? Or do you think they just call it Siege or Rainbow Six Siege?
I think they just call it Rainbow Six Siege. But I think because of that, right? Like the Tom Clancy thing, I have so many questions about because I think Ubisoft just attaches that to anything military, and maybe they know that that's going to get them an extra 1 million copies or something. But and also like I think it's just based on lore and universe and stuff also. But I think if like a Rainbow Six Extraction, for example, I think that's carried a lot by the Rainbow Six name because of Siege, right? I think Ghost Recon Wildlands, I think had an audience to it. I think as long as you keep that shit active, like I think Ubisoft does a decent job at least maintaining some of those IP names. Or the last SOCOM was what, mid 2000s?
Long time ago. Long time.
I don't think none of these kids know what SOCOM is. None of these kids care about SOCOM. I think it's kind of a boring.
To be fair, none of these kids know about Siphon Filter either.
I mean, that's true. That is true. You're right about that. But I think the premise of a SOCOM versus the premise of a Siphon Filter, at least like I think comes with an interesting premise to it of, oh yeah, it's spy shit. Especially if you like let Ben Studio make it again, right? Spy shit, action shit, like story to it. Okay, that's exciting. SOCOM just sounds like the most militaristic.
That's the problem.
Yeah, like militaristic, and also, all right, what's the game mode that people are getting out of SOCOM that's gonna hit for people?
Probably super intense 6v6 team deathmatch with permadeath. It's not search and destroy. It's just straight up slow moving 6v6, maybe 8v8, larger scale map. It's not Call of Duty run and gun. It's very much like we're crouching and slow walking through bushes and we're trying to eliminate the targets. You might make like other game modes like Rescue the VIP, where there's a team defending a certain person or thing, and then you have to infiltrate, take them out, and get out type situations. That's the modes that I would build in this. But it'd be 8v8 and larger style maps, so we really work on that stealthy communication of like, hey, blue team is moving up here, red team, be prepared. It has to be like that.
I'm not mad at that pitch because that actually does sound kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like I would check that out. My worry, and this is where I come down on Siphon Filter versus SOCOM, is that I think when you look at what's out there right now, there's so much competition for a SOCOM, right? There's so many games that I think fill in what that would bring to the table. You got Valorant, you got the like latest Counter-Strike 2, whatever it's called, right? You got the latest Counter-Strike, you have a Warzone, you have all these battle royales.
Counter-Strike.
You have a Fortnite Counter-Strike. But then for Siphon Filter, like we're then talking about the market of third-person action stealth espionage games, and I still think that there's those room. Exist, but I think there's still room for that. Like I think that would be exciting for a PlayStation first party to bring back, because you would give that to Bend, or you would give that to a first party studio to make and make feel brand new. I'm going Siphon Filter.
I'm right down the middle because I could go either way. I could 100% jump onto this side. I'm like kind of hyped on Siphon Filter right now.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the old school Tomb Raider look to it, the OG like just GoldenEye vibes of the story and stuff. I'm kind of interested. But I will stick to SOCOM.
All right.
So let's let it up to the people.
What do the people say? Oh, they're saying Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter wins with 63% of the vote.
Can't be mad.
Mike, for round one, we got one more bracket left, and that is third party. But before we get there,
Stall.
Before
Give me like 30 to 45 seconds.
Yeah.
We can do the last bracket and then do the ad after.
No, we can do it now. I just need a second.
Okay.
Needs a moment.
Before we get there, let me tell you about patreon.com/kindafunny.
Talk about Patreon. What can you get at Patreon?
Oh, Mike, you can get so much. You know,
you
can get ad-free shows.
So here's the cool part.
Barrett's also giving us a thumbs up, so we can transition.
Oh, okay. Great stuff about Patreon. You get all of our older shows too.
Oh,
so if you ever missed some old school shit lists and you want to watch some really good shit lists back in the day, you want to watch Remember Blank back in the day. We had Cliffy B on. Me and Roger got to interview Cliffy B, which was fucking crazy.
There's also, I think, like a year's worth of Kind of Feudies on there. And so if you like Kind of Feudy,
there's also the Next Gen podcast, which I would argue was the best show on our Patreon stuff.
That is facts. Yeah. Barrett's spitting facts right here. You can get all that by becoming a Kind of Funny member, which costs how much, Mike? Just
$10. And you get the very best of Kind of Funny. Ad-free viewing. Watch all of our shows live as we record them. Get daily exclusive content. Get in the mind of Greg Miller.
In the mind.
What more could you ask
And guess what?
for?
It's not just on Patreon. It's on youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. That's right. You can get it in both places. The Kind of Funny membership. But guess what? If you don't have it, you're going to get some ads. So here's some ads.
This episode's brought to you by Heart Electric. Heart Electric is an upcoming 4-team arena shooter with a fresh twist. Outthink and outplay your opponents to ultimately come out on top in the battle for life-sustaining energy. Made by developers from the Battlefield series and Helldivers 2, Heart Electric is all about eliminating 3 other teams by dropping their energy to 0 while keeping your team's energy supply high. How you keep yourself in play is up to your own scheming. Take a direct approach and steal energy from other teams' bases, or complete assignments while staying out of the spotlight. When one team takes the lead, do you communicate with the other teams and form a temporary truce? Or do you take advantage of the panic to launch a sneaky assault on the weakest link? Heart Electric's winter playtest is going down January 18th, starting at noon Eastern Time. Sign up through Steam to not miss the chance to try the next big FPS. Heart Electric. If you're ready to feel the pulse and beats the odds, jump into Heart Electric on January 18th. Visit bit.ly/HeartElectricKF to sign up and feel the pulse. Still Wakes the Deep is a first-person narrative horror game from the genre masters at the Chinese Room. Featuring an all-star cast of Scottish actors, it combines grounded storytelling with unknowable horror for a truly unique and terrifying adventure. Set at Christmas 1975, you play as Kaz McCleary, a family man running from the police by taking a job on the Baradi oil rig. But the holiday cheer turns to festive fear as something incomprehensible comes aboard and starts wiping out everything in its path. With your escape routes cut off and no way to contact the mainland, your only hope is to run and hide as you make your way across the collapsing rig. Navigate pitch black corridors, crawl through tight underwater spaces, and try not to make a sound during tense stealth sections. Whatever you are afraid of, Still Wakes the Deep has something that will freak you out. To celebrate the festive season, Still Wakes the Deep is currently 35% off on Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5. Buy today and add some horror to your holidays. This episode's brought to you by Aura Frames. Let's be honest, what most people really want for the holidays is to see their favorite people more often. That's why this year, the best gift that you can give, besides plane tickets, is an Aura digital picture frame. Aura Frames are incredibly smart and easy to use, allowing you to upload unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone to the frame. Plus, you can order the frame online and preload it with photos and videos using the Aura app, so it's ready to go right out of the box. Greg, Kevin, and a ton of people here at Kind of Funny are obsessed with their Aura frames. It takes about 2 minutes to set up a frame using the Aura app. That means you'll be able to easily add all of the photos of the new memories you make this holiday season. Save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames by using promo code KINDOFFUNNY at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code KINDOFFUNNY. This deal is exclusive to listeners, so get yours now in time for the holidays. Terms and conditions apply. auraframes.com, promo code KINDOFFUNNY. This episode's brought to you by Marvel Snap. Y'all know Marvel Snap completely took over my life when it burst on the scene 2 years ago. I love it so much that I even mentioned Marvel Snap in my own wedding vows, because to this day, my wife Gia is so obsessed that she has not missed a single day of completing her challenges. Marvel Snap is an award-winning collectible card game that combines deep strategy, a unique snapping mechanic, and your favorite Marvel characters with thousands of unique card art variants created by renowned artists to collect and use. New cards are released every week, week, new seasons every month, and frequent events keep the game fresh and exciting. Each game only takes about 3 minutes, so you can get in and out wherever you are. And with more than 270 cards in Marvel Snap with over 2,000 unique art variants, you'll always find some new fun. Art is central to Marvel Snap. They have partnered with over 300 renowned artists to create all of the unique art in the game, and it's always cool to see the new designs. Download the Marvel Snap app now, available on the App Store, Google Play, and Steam, or visit marvelsnap.com to learn more.
Bless, there's some things you just don't know about me, and I do it for the thrill.
You do it for the thrill?
I do it for the fun.
Good for you. Good for you.
I'm in it for the fun.
Listen, I'm having a thrill right now going through this bracket. All right?
We're
I'm
in
doing
it
this
for the fun
thrill.
of this right now.
What, Bear? We're doing it for the thrill.
We're doing it for the thrill.
We're doing it for the thrill. Let's get to possibly the most competitive side of this bracket.
This is going to be tough.
All right. Third party. Our first matchup here is Portal versus Red Faction.
Shit.
This is not it's a heartbreaking one, but it's not a hard one, Mike. It's heartbreaking.
But like it is heartbreaking because we could ride or die for Red Faction, you and I.
Yes.
It was so much fun. Destructible environments. I remember taking the RPG and just shooting into the wall and making my own little caves on the side of the multiplayer map. It was so much fun back in the day.
Fun doing that. Fun, great story to Red Faction. I think underrated story of that, especially of that generation.
Yeah.
Like I think it brought a lot of stuff that like I would even not that I would put it up there with Half-Life, but like it gave a lot of Half-Life vibes in terms of like what going through that first-person shooter campaign was like.
Yeah.
Mars as a setting was cool. That was the first game to teach me about worker rebellion and like rising up
Worker
against
solidarity.
solidarity, rising up against the man. Right, like Red Faction taught me a lot of that shit, but. As much as I love Red Faction and I am ride or die for Red Faction.
Did you play the last one before we switch over to the Portal, which everybody knows? But like, well, the last one was like Guerrilla, right?
Well,
Red Faction.
There was Guerrilla, but there was also Red Faction Armageddon.
Oh, Armageddon.
Armageddon,
man.
Yeah.
See, I'm a Red Faction 1 and 2 guy. The PlayStation greatest hits. I'm
a Red Faction 1 and Guerrilla. Guerrilla I liked a lot.
Guerrilla. Okay.
Yeah. Did you not play Guerrilla?
No, never. No. Like I said, I've only played the 1 and 2.
Guerrilla's
Those
sick.
are the ones.
Guerrilla's really good. Yeah, third person shooter that time around. The destructibility was still there, but you're knocking down buildings, and so you get missions where you're basically like tasked with fucking up like an entire building, like putting up remote mines while taking people out and fighting against
That's like 360 era too, right?
360 era.
Okay.
Loved Red Faction Guerrilla. Never played Armageddon. I heard it was
Guerrilla
bad.
and Armageddon were the last 2 entries. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Maybe I'll try them because I
would like Guerrilla.
I have a big soft spot for Red Faction. I loved these games.
I will say Guerrilla is a different game. Like it is like the things that Guerrilla has in common is the destructibility and that it's on Mars.
Okay.
And that I think you are minor as well. But like aside from that, it is like a different vibe, right? It is not a
third person.
It's third person open world.
Okay.
So like Red Faction, the original
world.
Yes, the original was this linear first person shooter campaign. Yeah, Guerrilla was third person. You're getting into vehicles, you're driving around, you're demolishing buildings.
Kind of like Crackdown.
Yeah. You can like drive into buildings, knock them down that way. Guerrilla was fucking awesome.
Okay.
That said, the answer is Portal.
Yeah.
Come on.
The correct
Portal.
answer is Portal.
The correct answer is Portal.
It's so great. And I told everybody during Games Daily, I played a Portal game in 2024, fan made.
I know. I
that
heard
everybody should jump on. You should 100% jump on and play that.
I'm gonna check it out now that I hear.
It's great. It's fantastic stuff.
So Portal moves on. What are out of curious? What are the percentages? Because I know they said Portal. 76%, lower than I thought.
Okay, there's more people out there. Yeah, people want to see Red Faction.
What was the one that was 90%? Was that Resistance?
The votes that we have?
Chat, what was the one that was... Because, like, Portal being only 76% shocks me. I would have thought that was, like, 90 at least.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Jade Empire.
Jade Empire ran away.
Yeah, versus Brute Force. Damn, Brute Force got...
Brute Force.
Brute Force got dominated.
Yeah, that was tough. That was a tough time.
Maybe that wasn't a number 4 seed. Maybe I should have seeded that way lower. Next up, we got NBA Street versus Burnout.
This is a tough one.
I should have put this is the one.
I know you ride or die for Burnout.
This is I'd ride or die for both of these.
I know.
This is the one that like earlier on when somebody in chat said I did this whole thing wrong. This is the one that I think really affects it.
Because now they're going to bang into each other on this next round.
Yes. Like this would have been the final semifinal, whatever wins this versus
And now
Portal.
you learned about the 2 seed and the 1 seed. Now you know. Yep. That's why.
Which I think I knew that. Time. I think I just forgot. I was in a hurry. I didn't have much time to make this bracket.
A lot
guys.
going on.
NBA Street versus Burnout. These are my 2 babies.
Game breakers. Great great music playlist.
I mean, both have
Awesome,
great music playlists.
iconic locations.
Crash mode and Burnout.
Stretch.
Oh, crash
Fucking
mode.
DJ. What was the name of the DJ?
Cucumber Slice.
Well, there was DJ Cucumber Slice, which was the NBA Street one. I think Burnout was it Atomica?
Oh, they had a
Burnout-
DJ?
Yeah, Burnout had its own DJ. Did you play Burnout?
No, I think I played a
Michael.
little bit of it. Wasn't there a recent one?
Well, there
Or
was
maybe
a-
an HD remaster. Or
there was
something
the
like that?
HD remaster of Burnout Paradise.
I think I played a little bit of that.
DJ Striker. I think.
And
Atomica.
this was all about just-
Chat is going back
This
and
is
forth.
all about just banging into things, right?
Well, this
Yeah,
mode
well,
specifically.
crash
and it was
mode
so
is.
fucking fun.
Mike.
Tell me.
Burnout 3 would have been your shit.
Burnout 3 Paradise was the name of that, correct?
No, Burnout
No,
3
just
Takedown.
Burnout
Oh,
3.
Takedown. Okay.
Burnout 3 Takedown would have been your shit.
Really?
It gives the exact same. I mean, imagine, you know how fun NBA Street is?
Yeah, I love
it's
that.
but racing, dude. It is like you banging into shit, you making other cars crash, and like the camera would cut to them, and you would see the car like flying off
remember that
the
from
road
the
and
HC,
shit.
yeah.
And like
So cool.
super high speed, amazing playlist of music. You have a DJ that's like doing all the same stuff that DJ Cucumber Slice was doing during NBA Street, right? Like
Okay.
keeping the energy up. But then you had the crash mode, which is just cause as much destruction as possible.
Just Hall of Meat.
And there was
and
like,
skates.
yes. And there was like probably like 100 fucking crash levels in this thing.
So many.
There's so many, and I did them all. And you would have like power-ups that you would crash into to like blow up your car. You had I think it was called the Crash Breaker, which is like the last, you press R1 to explode your car one more time to get as much damage as possible.
God, it was so good.
Burnout 3.
Racing? Was there
Yes.
racing in this?
Yeah, racing was like the main mode.
Okay.
But they also had Road Rage, which was take out as many other vehicles as possible while you're not racing, but like while you're going through a track. They had a lot of different modes in this thing.
Cool cars.
I mean, they had a wide selection of cars. They didn't have any licensed vehicles.
Okay.
And so I think that was maybe a step down. But like, I don't think anybody would let them license vehicles
Yeah, of
based on
course.
what they were doing in this game.
Banging
But
in
I like the
place.
cars. They did have different they had a lot of cars
Okay.
and different classes of them.
How about the areas? Where were you? Because this looks like Colorado mountains.
Yeah, so they had like
where are
three.
we?
They had 3 regions. None of them were like based off of real regions, I believe. Right? Like you had like the kind of the West Coast, I believe this is. But then you had like a European part that was like more wintry European,
Okay.
and then you had like more of like a Far East. Yeah, USA, Europe, and Far East is what people are
Oh,
saying.
okay, cool. It's a tough one.
And then
Really tough
Burnout
one.
Paradise, just making all of that, but
Open world.
like open world and seamless and stuff.
And you can choose your own route in Burnout Paradise.
Huh.
That was fun. That was good.
This is
they
a
had-
tough one for me.
And they had ads for Obama.
They did, and they had what was that song "Girlfriend" by Avril Lavigne?
Well, let's be real really quick.
Uh huh.
NBA Street had Mario, Luigi, and Peach.
They did.
They let him come in and hoop.
They did.
A big deal. It was a big deal.
Really
back
big
then.
deal.
It's pretty sick. Okay. Game breakers. I said it again.
Yep.
That's how important they are.
Yep.
Giving you points, minusing other team points.
Really cool.
You would beat a team, you would draft one of their best players onto your team.
It's such a good game.
It's so good, bless. This was when street basketball was at its highest.
Is it a mistake making this NBA Street as opposed to just Street? Like, could we call Street its own franchise?
No,
just
because
have
they made street hoops and it wasn't the same.
But I'm talking about like NFL Street, FIFA Street,
Yes.
NBA Street. Because we know that's the same thing.
Yeah, but it was the licenses that drove them. No one played the and one game. You remember there was an and one
Yeah.
basketball game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But like, I would say and one's a different franchise.
that's true.
Like, all the Street games were EA Sports big.
yeah.
And like, I would say they're part of the same thing. But like,
You
if we
think
want
that
to
was the
separate it.
downfall?
What up?
Oh, you want to just say, we just say street.
Yeah, for this.
Oh, okay.
Bears fighting back.
It's got to be NBA Street, I think.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
We got to pick one. We got to pick
All
one.
right,
You can't do the whole line.
Because now you just have me thinking, because I brought up the Mario gameplay, it's like what we would categorize like all Mario sports games as like one thing.
You're right.
Man, remember when they let us
When
down with that
baseball and
Mario
soccer are different, man.
They did let us down.
They really let us
Would
down.
you say, Barrett?
Yeah, where I was saying like baseball and like Mario baseball and Mario soccer, two different things. Both sports, but you know.
Yeah.
What are you going with?
Oh,
Vote with your heart. Be real. It's fine.
this really is my two babies. Like,
Because
this
I feel
really
like
is
we
my
give it
two
to the
children.
chat. Because you know I'm going street.
I'm going Burnout.
Give it to the chat.
I'm curious on what chat, because I feel like these
Yeah,
are
let's see
so
what the-
equivalent.
Okay.
Like, both of these games, I would say, are like of the same, like the exact same level to me. Chat is saying Burnout. Wow.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
That's tough.
Burnout's
tough.
real then.
That's
I'm gonna
tough.
put that in my back pocket. I'm gonna acknowledge Burnout then. Okay.
Burnout Paradise like remastered came out back when I was at IGN, so it should be easily available for you.
Yeah,
to try.
I think I own it because, like I said, I played a little bit of that.
I played Burnout Paradise on like 5 different consoles, dude. I played it because it was like the first digital or one of the first digital games I bought on PlayStation 3. That was like when I first learned about buying things digitally. But then like it came out again on Xbox One, and I bought it on Xbox One. I bought it on PlayStation 4 when they did the remaster. I got it on Switch, dude. Like I'm playing that game on Switch.
He's playing everything.
I'm playing Burnout Paradise on everything. Next up, Def Jam versus Left 4 Dead.
Damn.
I know my answer.
I know my answer. Let's talk about it though for a second.
All right.
Let's start with Left 4 Dead first.
Okay. Me and you on the same wavelength.
4-player.
Yeah.
Co-op.
Innovative. Brought a lot to the table.
Hordes of zombies go from point A to point B.
Yep.
Survive and live. Revive your homies. Try not to die. Increase the difficulty. Fun little mini story campaigns of different, like, posters that you would go for different set pieces.
Yep.
1A to 1B or 1D, whatever you want to call that. Made a bunch of...
It was a moment, for
changed
sure.
the world because they've made a bunch of them ever since.
Back
World
4
War
Blood.
Z, Back 4 Blood, we've seen. They want to capture
Yep.
that. People
Zombie
still
Army.
play Left 4 Dead 2 on Steam. There's still an audience of people out there continuing to play that and keep it alive. Great moments. Shooting your friends, or, you'd get into an online match and they would shoot you and you'd get all frustrated and uptight.
All right, but now let's talk about the
Okay,
game that's
let's
going to
be
win
real,
this.
though.
Come on, fuck it. Joe Budden.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Doggy
as
Dogg.
Crow or whatever the hell he had to play as. I could go down the list of how much Def Jam meant to me. Because, like, that first one into Fight for New York,
Yeah.
what a time, bro. Arcadey wrestling back again with all of your favorite hip-hop stars and rappers and a weird story.
Here's the thing, all right? This is going to be my biggest argument for this.
Tell me.
What is this bracket that we're doing? We resurrect one game franchise.
Yeah.
All right? And we got to keep in mind, we're resurrecting these franchises in 2024, what's about to be 2025.
Let's be real.
And if we're resurrecting Left 4 Dead, guess what? We're resurrecting it to die again.
Yes,
All right?
exactly.
We saw what happened to Back 4 Blood.
You saw how fast
right?
that
We're just going to
happened.
put another one of those on the streets to get fucking trampled. Now, if you resurrect Def Jam, guess what? We get all these new rappers
Everyone's
in there.
involved.
We throw in fucking Kendrick. We
Yep.
throw in J. Cole. We throw in Logic just to beat him up. We throw in so many people.
Who's the weird non-rapper / hip-hop stars that are transcending and coming in? I'm talking
Chapel
punk
Roan.
rock-
Oh,
punk
punk
rock stars. Yeah, like not Taylor Swift. She wouldn't fit in this, but like, who are those people where you're like, oh shit, I didn't even think of them, but they're in it.
Ed Sheeran.
Shit, Ed with a guitar.
With a guitar.
Fuck yeah, Ed's in the game.
Machine Gun Kelly for sure is in there.
Oh, MGK.
yeah, Post Malone's in there for
Travis
sure.
Carter.
Travis is in
Yeah,
there.
Travis is in
Travis
there.
is in there for sure.
Which Shadowlands Logic. I actually love Logic.
I know. I was about to say, motherfucker. The amount of time I've come in and you've been listening to him in the morning.
Yes.
Someone said Timothy Chalamet, and fuck yeah, just do it.
Kai Cenat.
Oh,
I like that actually.
They might put Kai in there. He's that big.
Yeah. And like I think we're in the wrestling game resurgence with
It's so
WWE
good.
2K. I feel like right now is the time.
I cannot believe there's got to be someone knocking on the door all the time saying, how are we not doing this? Who do I need
It
to
must
call?
be
Who do I need to
licensing.
get in front of?
It has to be
How
like
can I not rally Snoop Dogg to go talk to every one of these rappers and say, let's do this?
what's Snoop Dogg making right now in that game studio?
who knows?
We
What's
don't
him and
know.
his son making?
What's he up?
What's he up to?
They're making something. They're not making this though.
I hope. I mean, they could be though.
They should be.
They should be.
This should be their number one priority.
Def Jam's moving on. I'm sorry, Left 4
Yes.
Dead. Def Jam's moving
Gotta
on.
go.
What'd the streets say? The streets said Left 4 Dead.
Wow.
Left 4 Dead won the fan vote
That's a
with
quick one.
56%.
That's a quick turn right there.
Lastly, we got Sleeping Dogs versus SSX.
Shit. You put these in here, and these are two good ones.
Yeah, dude.
I really liked Sleeping Dogs.
The world loves
I
Sleeping
was
Dogs.
surprised at how much I loved Sleeping Dogs.
This
I
is-
was into that.
This is a
game.
really tough one. If I'm going based off of my heart,
Yeah.
I'm going SSX.
Okay.
But like Sleeping Dogs is definitely like I wouldn't be mad if that went through. SSX I just had more fun with. I have more nostalgia for.
Yeah.
I think there's more.
Loved getting tricky.
We don't have as many SSX style games anymore, right? Like when was the last time you got an arcade snowboarding game? You don't get those anymore.
Yeah, we got
I think,
Tony Hawk though.
Yeah, but like it's not. It's
But
different.
do we though?
I know.
And like it's snowboarding. Like I think bringing this back would be more fresh in 2024.
I agree.
Sleeping Dogs, like we got Project Century coming. We got all these.
You got 1,000 Yakuza games.
We got 1,000 Yakuza games. We got 1,000 games that are action beat 'em ups. We got Sifu.
We got plenty of them.
Yeah. I mean, that's all. Do you have an argument for Sleeping Dogs?
No, I don't. I mean, just besides that, I like it so much, and it was a really good game. But I have plenty of those, right? It just filled that kind of like open world GTA-like game that I love playing, right? Like I always bring up with you how much I loved True Crimes or Saints Row, right? Like I grew up loving GTA, and when I got more off-brand games like that, I was like, oh, give me more, you know what I mean? So then you get to a world where we have Sleeping Dogs and what's the Ubisoft one, Watch Dogs and more. It's like, oh yeah, keep that going. I love that. But then we also like missed a couple of times, and it was like, oh, maybe we don't need these as much.
Yeah.
SSX is the correct answer.
All right, so we're both going SSX?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right.
The world needs more extreme sports games, and we need more fun, over-the-top snowboarding games. We don't get enough. Y'all didn't show enough love to Shredders.
Somebody in chat said True Crime. If this was SSX versus True Crime, what would you say?
SSX still, but True Crime was great. I love it.
Because True Crime is basically Sleeping Dogs.
True Crime
Like
rocked.
Sleeping Dogs started off as a True Crime game.
You remember True Crime Streets of LA,
Oh,
Streets
dude,
of New York?
I played so much True Crime Streets
True
of LA.
Crime was great,
Honestly, I'll still go SSX, but for some reason, True Crime would make it a bit closer
True
for
Crime.
me.
We should rank the not GTA likes.
Oh,
Is True Crime the number one? Is it over? Saints Row for you?
Okay, next time me and you do a Gamescast, this is what I'll say. We do a draft. The GTA clone draft.
I love
We
that.
can't draft GTA, but every GTA clone is on the table for us.
I
to
would
have.
honestly go like no Rockstar games in general, right?
Correct. Oh yeah, because like what are we counting like Red Dead or something? Is that what you're
Red Dead, Bully,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Okay,
Because in my mind it is open world city and you maybe do crimes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like you drive around in
I like
the city.
that. I like that. I like that.
Ooh, I'm looking at the Gamescast for the rest of the week, and I'm like,
He's
is
trying to
there
fit it
a
in.
way?
What are we doing?
Here's the thing: Friday right now is a Magic the Gathering review. Ain't no way Greg has played enough Magic.
He's playing Magic.
There's no way he's played enough for
We're
us.
gonna play Magic after this together. He's gonna have a blast.
Like I played enough to review Magic, but
You
what if
played a lot of
what if
Magic.
Blessing
I'm
and
proud of
Mike
you.
did the non-GTA GTA?
we have to get
clone?
Roger.
Oh, for sure.
Roger has to.
But Roger's
join.
busy.
He's so busy.
He's so
He's
busy.
so busy.
He's big time.
He's
enough.
working on things.
Let's
right?
get to it.
Next year's gonna be big. So yes, SSX moved on, which brings us to round 2.
Round 2. And we're gonna tear through
Christ.
this because we've already talked.
We've
about
already
a bunch
talked
of them.
about
So, like,
everything.
now everything kind of snowballs. We've built the snowball. We push it down the hill. Starting now.
Also, SSX won the poll.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Did you see the percentages?
It was 54% to SSX.
Is Sleeping
Fair
Dogs still playable?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
maybe on Xbox. I
They
actually
got
don't
an
know.
HD. They got a back compat. What is Sleeping Dogs? I'm sure it's on Steam, of course, right?
There must be a Sleeping Dogs remaster. There's a definitive edition to say is chat is saying.
It's like sometimes I forget how long ago Sleeping Dogs was.
That was a
'Cause
PS3 game.
it was not recent,
No.
that's for sure.
Yeah, that was a PS3 Xbox
Okay.
360 game.
Shout out.
All right. We swing back to Nintendo to start round 2.
Do it.
Earthbound versus Nintendogs.
Shit.
Earthbound with a bullet. With a bullet.
I'm sorry, Nintendogs. I really wanted you to win, but I'm fascinated by Earthbound right now.
I'm
so it's
like Earthbound wins against Nintendogs so hard that fucking Keanu Reeves is gonna come after me. like where I'm not gonna explain that joke further.
Okay.
All right, Earthbound, congratulations.
I was gonna need an explanation, but I won't ask. Is right. Keep it going.
Next up, we got Kid Icarus versus Wario Land.
Kid Icarus.
I say Wario Land.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, man!
Yeah.
I need the kid back, bro. Get the kid out there.
Get the kid
Get
back.
the kid.
Get the kid back, man. Are you kidding
But
me?
think
on
about
that?
this, Bless. What if Corey Barlog directed Kid Icarus?
Oh shit.
Oh, you're getting me now.
Hold on. You
Yeah,
guys are
what
going
was it?
really fast, so I'm pulling up a
We got to
straw
pull up a
poll
poll
right
on
now.
this one.
Yeah, Bears.
So why Wario Land over Kid Icarus?
I think there's probably I think it's close, honestly. But
Okay.
I think Wario Land, it just seems like the more fun game to me. When I think about like what I want out of a video game from
Yeah.
Nintendo, I think a 2D Wario Land, like wacky art style, like rushing through as Wario through these levels, like that just sounds a bit more upbeat and fun.
I like that.
In a way that I think might appeal to a more sizable amount of the audience than Kid Icarus. Kid Icarus to me is a bit more on the niche side of like what you do with that game.
Okay. I can dig.
But also, I think it's also just the fact that I have more nostalgia for Wario Land than Kid Icarus.
Of course. That's
because again, I still think of the NES game when I think of Kid Icarus.
Yeah, you gotta look at that new one though. You gotta look at that new one.
But like Wario Land, I just remember I get like it brings me back to being a kid. Like it brings me back.
I love that. Let's see what the chat and the poll say.
Chat is saying Kid Icarus
because they're thinking about like what if it was Cory Barlog
that is
brought
true.
it back, you know?
They're thinking about Cory
it like
Barlog.
a really sad, gritty reboot of Kid Icarus.
He has a son now.
Kid Icarus is a great poll. I love that.
Dad
Round out
Icarus.
Nintendo.
Father Icarus. All right, that's it for the second round of Nintendo. Now we move on to the second round of Xbox. We got Banjo versus Viva Pinata. Mike, make the right choice. You know what the right choice is here. All right.
Banjo.
It's the guy. It's Banjo-Kazooie.
It should be Viva Pinata.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Viva Pinata is just so much fun. Think about all the cool characters you can make. Think about the world. Think about the things that you could do.
Yeah, but think about how Kazooie be spitting out eggs.
And he'd be collecting things.
And you could be collecting things. There's nothing better than a collectathon platformer.
Are they going to make be real with me, Bless? We're going to vote on
so
Banjo,
right,
so we're going to move it on. Is it going to happen?
A new Banjo?
Yeah.
It has to, yes.
Will it be good? Will it be great? Great. Not good, great.
Yes.
Will it be what the Xbox fans want out of a mascot platformer?
Yes. I don't know how you fuck that up. Well,
There's a game blessing.
There's a lot of games.
You're right.
That's called Nuts and Bolts.
You're right. But like
there was a game called what was the play on Banjo-Kazooie? Ukulele. The original ukulele, not
like
the
ukulele
cool...
wasn't terrible.
Super Lucky's Tale. Yeah, those are good. That's the issue. It's got to be great.
I think. Well, here's the thing. Ukulele, you got to remember that was an indie title, right? Like I think they're working off a smaller budget than what you would get as Xbox developing a Banjo-Kazooie. I think you have the examples. You have the templates.
Yeah.
You know that you can't get too cute with it and go nuts and bolts. Just make another basic Banjo-Kazooie game. Give it the Xbox budget. I don't know how you go wrong. Like I really don't know. Like I know making video games is hard. All right, we all know this.
Very difficult.
I could never make a video game. You know, one day I would like to make a video game. I think that seems cool. I think it'll be very fun. I'll make a Banjo-Kazooie. Making a Banjo-Kazooie game is not rocket science though. Like it's not like
I mean,
it's
it
not
was
rocket
at one
science.
point literally rocket science. You know?
It's not. Don't do another nuts and bolts.
Well, this is one they've already made so many they didn't know what next to do. You know,
They made two.
They
made so many.
They made Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie. It's in the title. They made two of them, and they were like, "Oh, what if you made him drive cars?"
It was the times. It was the times.
At the time, honestly,
we just didn't know.
Think about Tears of the Kingdom.
Boom.
I mean, you're right.
That's crazy.
But here's the thing: is that Breath of the Wild kind of like set up the success of Tears of the Kingdom. We were prepared to have these crazy mechanics. What was Banjo? Was Banjo-Tooie setting up all this fucking crazy shit?
I'm just gonna be real with you before we move
turn.
on, because I appreciate that we're voting for this.
Yeah.
But I don't like that we live in a world where Banjo's over Conquer. We should live in a world where we
did
ride
it
or
like
die
this.
for Conquer.
You made this list.
Didn't put Conquer
You didn't put Conquer on this
if
list.
I didn't put Banjo, people would be tweaking.
You could have put both.
No,
You put brute force on this bitch.
Shout out to brute force.
Brute force is on the list.
I'm just letting you know.
Your fault of the vote.
We live in a world where not enough people are loving Conquer, and I'm not happy about it.
This is by your own doing. All right, the crowd agrees. The crowd is also going Banjo. 57%. Next up, we got Fusion Frenzy versus Jade Empire.
Here's the deal, Bless. I think we're going to throw the audience for a loop on this one, because I think you and I both know the correct answer.
Jade Empire.
And we're going to ride with it.
Oh, let's go.
It's Jade Empire.
Oh, no.
Hey, I
You
love
told me the
Fusion
description
Frenzy.
of that game.
We're into Jade Empire now. Me and Bless are big Jade Empire
Nah, man,
fans.
after reading that Steam page, Jade Empire all the way.
Yep.
Like to the moon.
We are rocking Jade Empire right now.
All right, we're going to swing back to the PlayStation side and go Parasite Eve versus Sly Cooper.
Fuck, here's the problem.
Uh-huh.
There's Mike that knows that Sly Cooper should win this.
Yeah.
But Parasite Eve sounds so fucking cool.
It sounds... we can't do this again. No, this is a repeat. This is a repeat of last time.
Here's the issue.
I'm in a time loop, man. It's fucking. It's 2021. Blessing is hosting a show where Parasite Eve is winning a fucking bullshit bracket. It's 2024.
That's
Blessing
the
is hosting
problem.
a
It's
show
happening
where
again.
Parasite Eve is winning
Parasite
a
Eve
bullshit
sounds
bracket.
cool though. That's the
We
issue.
as a company need to come together and play Parasite Eve, dude. We all got to play Parasite Eve.
You know what?
Yeah?
We'll make it. We'll figure it out.
Please do.
Because it sounds cool.
It sounds really cool. If you, and this is me as somebody who I'm
Yes.
just not a Sly Cooper person. Never played Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
But if you present me with both Sly Cooper and Parasite Eve right now, I'm playing Parasite Eve over Sly Cooper. Just based off of what it sounds
I'm
like.
playing Parasite Eve, bro. Should we let the chat decide on this one?
This is what I'll say.
Yeah.
It's chat's fault that Parasite Eve is in this round.
Chat did do
And
this.
so like
That is true.
we
now-
have the out.
now I'm done with trying to like, play their games.
Yeah.
Because again, I went Jack and Daxter.
You did.
I was trying to throw them a bone because I know what they're up to,
Trying
right?
to stack it.
I'm trying to be like, listen, I know what y'all love. I'm going Jack and Daxter, and y'all squandered it. So guess what? I'm going Parasite Eve because I have no history with Sly Cooper. I don't give a fuck about Sly Cooper. I'm curious about Parasite Eve. Parasite Eve is my vote.
Parasite Eve for Mike.
All right, Parasite Eve moves on.
Parasite Eve.
I love this podcast.
Here's the issue. We're gonna get to the next one. Who's stopping Parasite Eve? Who's stopping Parasite Eve?
This is gonna come down to Parasite Eve versus Jade Empire somehow.
We've already
All
decided.
right, in chat, I see you guys in chat getting mad. Remember, you voted for Parasite Eve.
we
This
might
should have
as
been
well-
Jack and Daxter versus Sly Cooper.
We might as well just get to it now.
This should have been. This should have been Jack and Daxter versus Sly Cooper. This is your fault. Remember that.
Yeah, I like that.
The next matchup we have is Resistance versus Siphon Filter.
I mean, I'll say it.
What's up?
Siphon Filter.
Yeah, Siphon
all
Filter.
day.
I'm going Siphon Filter as well.
Sounds cool, looks cool, way better than Resistance.
Also, did we get the audience vote on Parasite Eve versus Sly Cooper? I know we like.
We're going real fast, so I have to be
burned
selective about what I'm
No,
making
that's
my
fair.
polls
That's
for.
fair.
They
That's
didn't need it. They didn't need it.
It was 54% Sly Cooper.
Wow.
Wow.
Very close.
They're very close though.
People are rocking with
So
Parasite Eve.
46% of them are on our side.
Who do we talk
That
to? to
could
get this
have
game
been
back?
the Electoral College if you think about it.
Who do we get this game back?
Now we swing over to third party. Oh, where
Shit.
things get difficult again. We got Portal versus Burnout.
You're the burnout guy.
And
Is it over Portal though?
No, it's not.
All right,
It's gotta be
Portal it
Portal.
is. Yeah, Portals are so good.
I say this like I hate Portal. Portal is like a top 10 video game
Yeah.
ever made to me.
Exactly. Who's taking down Portal though?
I mean, it could be
Could it
Parasite
be our
Eve.
next matchup?
Could it be Jade Empire?
With
Could it
Def
be
Jam and
Parasite-
SSX?
Ooh, Def Jam versus SSX.
You know the answer.
I don't know the answer.
I don't know
Really?
the answer.
It's Def
I
Jam.
don't know the answer.
It's 100% Def Jam.
I'm gonna make a poll.
That deserves a revival right now in 2024. SSX or Def Jam? It's 100% Def Jam.
I like both these games a lot.
There's too
Yeah.
many franchise stars not to be riding or dying for Def Jam. There's
Just
too
think
many
about
great
that
songs.
soundtrack, like especially like coasting down the slopes. Bless.
Oh,
Think
you
about the
be
gameplay I
coasting.
just saw earlier, where it's just like, God, I miss like arcadey fucking games like this, man.
I think I'm going SSX. I gotta go SSX.
Wow, I like that.
So
Okay,
yeah, we're
put
leaving it
to
up
the
to chat.
people.
All right,
It's just
hold on, I'm
like
about to post it.
crazy.
the SSX gameplay is just so good. It's timeless. I mean, it's fucking Tony Hawk, but you're snowboarding downhill.
You know
It's
who
racing.
should be the face of SSX? Zeb Powell. If you haven't ever seen Zeb on the snowboard, he's a big X Games guy, big time Red Bull athlete. Go look up Zeb Powell and see all the cool shit that he does. He's him.
Okay.
He's
Damn.
him. He should be the next face of SSX.
Who? If they put out a Def Jam today, who's on the cover?
Snoop,
Yeah, that's the easy answer because he's
Kendrick.
timeless. Who's on actually? Like, I'm looking up the Def Jam page because who's
I don't
actually
think there's
signed?
anybody. I think it's just eyeballs.
What do you mean?
Oh wait, Def Jam?
No, I'm talking about like the Def Jam, like the real Def Jam, like who's signed to Def Jam
Oh,
right now.
okay.
Here
I
we
think
go.
it's Snoop, Kendrick.
Artists. 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz
Damn.
is signed. 2 Chainz would be great
Two
for
Chainz.
it. Benny the Butcher is on. Damn. Oh, Armani White. I don't know if you know Armani White.
I do actually.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I've
he's
seen
great.
a couple TikToks.
Big Sean is on here. Damn, they got a lot of artists.
Doesn't matter.
DMX, rest in peace.
Wow.
SSX beats Def
SSX.
Jam.
Chat. Jabronis. Okay.
They got Janae Aiko on here.
Oh shit.
Watch out.
I don't want to. Don't
be
put
weird.
her in the game. Nobody put hands on Janae Aiko. All right. If I love Janae Aiko so much.
I love that.
He has great music. Bieber
Bieber.
signed to Def Jam.
JB?
Yeah,
No shit.
yeah, he signed to Def Jam.
You can get tattooed Bieber too.
You would have to do like 3 different Bieber skins for sure.
You'd give him 3?
Yeah, you'd have to like
Wow.
have OG baby O Bieber. You would have yeah. Then you would have Bieber when he started hanging out with rappers.
Yeah.
And then I guess 2.
This Bieber and Kid Leroy combo.
Oh yeah, I was
Kid
gonna say
Leroy's in it.
gave his life to Christ Bieber would probably be a skin. I think those would be the 3.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Rihanna signed. Pusha T.
Oh shit.
Pusha.
Yeah, make that Def Jam game. All right.
That's Def Jam.
So that was the last one of third party, right? That we just
Yep.
did. So now we're in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, quarterfinals. Sorry.
Back to Nintendo.
It's a big deal.
Earthbound versus Kid Icarus.
Shit.
I mean, it's not. It's Earthbound. It's not a question.
It would be cool. Like, what is Earthbound in 2024 though? Like, what's the story? What are you making? What's the fun story?
I mean,
we know what it is, but like, what is the story though?
I mean, I don't know. It's something quirky. It's something weird. That's the tough thing is when you say what is Earthbound in 2024,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of different directions. Like you could give it to an indie developer to make like another Undertale style game. You can go like Link's Awakening with it and like make like these cute little like chibi type characters with it. I don't see it being like a Zelda Breath of the Wild scope type thing at all.
No. You got to keep it small and weird.
You got to keep it small and weird, yeah. So I would either give it to Nintendo first party and go, hey, you saw the art style of Link's Awakening, find something that is inspired in that way and like go that direction and make a classic JRPG that has weird vibes, that is, you know, following this adventure with these kids and like their weird references to American culture mixed in with like weird alien shit.
Stranger Things?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Kind of like Stranger
Things,
yes?
but like
goofy and weird.
Yeah.
Okay. More on the lighthearted fun.
Either that,
but still like making
Will
like
just
kind
got sucked into the upside down world.
Yeah.
either that, or you literally give it to Toby Fox, who makes Undertale, and go,
It's
hey,
literally just Undertale.
just finish Deltarune right now. Just put it out now and make Earthbound for us.
Okay.
All right, Earthbound moves on. Is that your vote? Or are you going Earthbound?
Yeah, I'll go with. I'm going with Earthbound. Yes, Earthbound's the correct answer on that.
All right, Parasite or
shit.
Banjo versus Jade Empire.
Oh yeah.
The crowd also voted Earthbound for the record with 65% of the votes. Banjo versus Jade Empire.
I think we know the answer.
I mean,
we're riding with Jade Empire, ladies and gentlemen. This shit sounds sick. It looks sick. It could be sick.
Mike, I gotta go with the mind on this one. I have to say Banjo. Damn. I gotta say I have way more of like an appreciation and like this style. And I played through Banjo-Kazooie. I know how good that game is. You know. This is the closest thing I have to Donkey Kong 64. Like, I gotta fight for it.
Okay.
I want a new Banjo in 2024.
But think about like what BioWare made with Jade Empire.
What if Amy Hennig was
RPG? And think about it, chat. Think about, before I give you the straw poll, it being brought back, directed by Amy Hennig.
Barry, put the straw poll in.
Put the straw poll.
You can't delay the straw poll. Put the straw poll in.
Think about it, chat. Just think about it.
Yeah, it's got to be Banjo, but we're leaving it up to chat. But God, Jade Empire does sound cool.
Jade Empire sounds wicked.
It sounds really cool.
We gotta play this game. We gotta play a little bit of it.
So, like on the list right now to play is whatchamacallit?
Parasite Eve
and Jade Empire.
Siphon Filter, Jade Empire.
You can play Siphon Filter. I tried Siphon Filter. I'm good.
I'm just think about it, chat. You don't want this more than you want a Banjo.
You see this?
Like, this is crazy. That's a big fucking.
You know what this reminds me of?
With a fucking electric bat swinging at you.
You know what this reminds me of? And this is a reference for probably two people in chat. The Rugrats in Paris N64 game where you played as Chucky Chan.
It's a great game.
Yeah. Well, you played as like all of the different characters. But
but specifically the Chucky Chan level.
Yeah,
is what this reminds me of. All right, what is that straw poll looking like? People in chat are like, "Yup."
The chat votes Jade Empire.
All right, 60% of the votes. I knew they would do that. I knew it. Like,
your heart.
Yeah,
they saw that gameplay and they're just like, "Damn, Baird's got a point."
Read the wiki again of Jade Empire. Give us the write up of Jade. Just give them how dope it sounds.
I'm so mad at chat right now. Banjo-Kazooie is right there. Jade Empire. If I bring up the Steam again. Step into the role of an aspiring martial arts master and follow the path of the open palm or the closed fist. Already, we're off to a great start.
Sick.
In this multi-award winning action RPG, your choices and actions will determine the fate of the entire Jade Empire. Come on, dude. I'm like, honestly, I know Slow Clap hasn't like made an RPG, but like if you can maybe expand that team and like be like, yo, add some RPG mechanics to this, Slow Clap can make a fucking sick ass Jade Empire game, dude.
If they can make a fucking
soccer game,
yeah, FIFU, they can do anything.
All right, next up, we got Parasite Eve versus Siphon Filter.
Oh shit, yeah.
I'm getting deja vu.
Oh shit.
This is the finals of the PS I Love You. And guess what? It's time to right or wrong. Parasite Eve. Parasite Eve over Siphon Filter.
Blessing, I'm just breaking it down, right?
Uh-huh.
James Bond, Tomb Raider, Perfect Dark Vibes, or Parasite Eve? Sci-fi, freaky deaky Resident Evil.
I mean, that sounds good. I mean, you woke me up with sci-fi, freaky deaky Resident Evil. I've only played part of like the first Siphon Filter game.
Yeah.
And that game feels old as fuck. I actually didn't really like playing it the last time I tried it out because if you remember when PlayStation Premium came out, that was one of the games that was part of PlayStation Premium.
Yeah.
Fucked around in it for a little bit. Didn't play that well. Guess what? We got third-person shooters.
Parasite Eve.
It's Parasite Eve.
Parasite
All
Eve.
right, put me in that theater. Let's see what goes down. Parasite Eve wins. Next up for third party, we got Portal versus SSX.
Damn.
Again, it's not difficult.
Portal.
It's Portal.
Yep.
It's Portal.
We'll go with Portal.
All right, we're down.
SSX is fun though.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's not get it twisted. That's fun to play.
Oh, dude. I mean, I put SSX over Sleeping Dogs and Def Jam. You know where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know where I'm at. Before we move on to the semifinals, let me check with Super Chats to see if anybody's writing anything. BJ Bernardo says, FYI, Bless, you can reorder the bracket in the second round and just make sure the top seed faces the lowest seed in each bracket section. Just saying. I mean, we're already here.
Yeah, we're
you know what I mean?
deep
And like, no. And then the Star Wars writes in and says, my number one game that needs to be resurrected is definitely Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. It would work so well with the modern day mechanics. And then AP says, Barrett, time to join Giant Bomb. They love Ape Escape.
I don't fucking care about Ape Escape that much. I'm gonna be real.
He's gonna be real
the
with
only
you real
reason I'm
quick
making
here.
arguments for certain games is just to make it like fun and interesting and make it a fight, you know, and also just to piss Paris off that Banjo got kicked out.
Jade Empire sounds so cool though, Paris.
It sounds interesting,
sounds
but
really
like
cool.
I bet you Paris has played Jade Empire.
He probably has.
He'd probably be like, yo, it's pretty cool.
He was like, I played that when I was 45. The year
He's
it came
gonna
out.
come over here and give me, he's gonna put you in a headlock for that.
And then Langley says, no, Wipeout, Bless. It's a seminal PlayStation franchise. I was looking at Wipeout. It narrowly missed the list.
There's so many.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many franchises.
I had to pick 8. All right. Now it's time for the semifinals.
Yep.
Bring them up, Barrett. Oh, also thank you for the vote. Who won the vote there?
Parasite Eve won the vote in that versus Siphon Filter.
Gotcha. All right. Earthbound versus Parasite Eve. Weirdly, similar types of games if you think about it.
Yeah.
They both are spacey and weird. I mean, my heart says Earthbound. And my mind says Earthbound. So I'm going to say Earthbound.
Someone brought it up in chat, but Dan to Dan. Don to Don. Dan to Dan.
Ooh.
Don to Don. Yep.
Yeah.
Earthbound, Don to Don.
I mean, honestly, yes and no. Like, different energy for sure.
Yeah.
But I think if you wanted to make a modern Earthbound a bit more like Dawn to Dawn, I think you could. Like, both of them have to do with like fucking kids
coming
with
of age, yeah, and crazy monsters and stuff like that.
And
which
like,
essentially is just Persona as well.
And honestly, well, Dawn to Dawn specifically is like weird paranormal shit and alien shit, which is also Earthbound. Earthbound is paranormal shit and alien shit.
I feel like that could be a fun one.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I could see that.
Someone brought that up in chat.
Yeah, no, that's a really good analog. Yeah, I think Dawn to Dawn is closer to Earthbound than I actually would have thought about.
Okay. Parasite Eve. What I keep coming back to is just Resident Evil, the latest ones, but now it's Parasite Eve.
Yeah.
Exact same gameplay, but you tell me this story.
So we're doing so much projecting. This is exactly what happened last time.
This is what happened last
We are
time.
projecting.
That's what it is. I'm not projecting anything. Look at the gameplay.
Bring up more gameplay of Parasite Eve.
Look at the gameplay of Parasite Eve. Tell me that's not Resident Evil, and that's not the progression of Resident Evil in 2024.
I'm convinced nobody's.
I'm just letting you know what it is.
I'm convinced nobody's ever played Parasite.
Let me think about like a sequel to Donkey Kong 64, but you know, it's just Resident Evil. You know,
Parasite Eve is legitimately whatever we want it to be. Like nobody's ever
Resident Evil. And look at the progression of Resident Evil.
Bring up gameplay of like I want to see what combat looks like in this game.
I showed it earlier. Hold on.
I think it's like a turn-based JRPG.
No, it better
No,
not
it's
be
not.
turn. If it's
Parasite
turn-based, we're
Eve.
dropping now.
No,
Turn-based,
no,
we're
no.
dropping right now.
Ain't nothing wrong with turn-based either. I love turn-based. In fact, these days I might prefer turn-based.
Earthbound is turn-based.
I mean, Earthbound's also yeah, for sure turn-based.
That's Resident Evil.
Oh, we just saw the last hit. Rewind that a little bit. Let's see what.
God damn, it's such a long video. I'm sorry.
No, you're
This
good,
is
you're
the
good.
end of the levels, not the end of the fights.
I mean, I'm looking at the storage, and I'm like, that does give that Resident Evil vibes.
Look at this and tell me that in 2024 this would not progress into Resident Evil.
No, it is. I mean, so far, yes.
Yes.
But like, we got to see what combat looks like.
Maybe they drop kick somebody or something like that. Roundhouse kick. When was the last time you threw a good roundhouse kick, Bless?
Probably when I was like 17, I think.
Think about throwing one.
I mean, I'll do like clear the area.
Not any fucking combat. God damn it, man.
Yeah, because I did Taekwondo when I was growing up.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, so we were learning how to do like
That's
the roundhouse
sick.
kicks
Here
and
we
stuff.
go. Here we go.
Okay, check it out.
Combat.
Check it out. Check it out.
Oh, look at those creatures
Okay,
though.
look at it. Look at
Cool
it. Look
creatures.
at it now. Look at it now. You got to shoot.
Is there a menu we're not seeing? Oh no, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so she has like an AOE, and then she chooses one, and then does the attack, and then they move, and then boom,
Someone
pause.
brought up it's kind of like Fallout VATS.
Or someone else was also
Yeah,
saying,
you
like,
see it in the top right
Infinite
there. You can see like the recharge of her pause.
like active time battle.
Active
Oh,
time.
it is very interesting. That's interesting.
Fuck, I actually kind of like this. But I'm still going. No, I mean, no matter what, I'm going Earthbound. But the more I see Parasite Eve, the more I'm like, this game looks like it's fucking sick.
We're gonna play Parasite Eve one day.
I'm down to play
We're
Parasite Eve.
gonna get people excited right now. Let's go with Earthbound.
Oh, you're going to Earthbound?
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd go Parasite Eve.
You wanna leave it up to the chat?
No. You said we're going to Earthbound. We're going to Earthbound. I'm going to take my
know
win.
what the chat vote is?
What they vote?
Fucking Parasite.
Of course they did.
We got him rallied
Dodged
up.
a bullet there.
We got him up. We got him
Dodged a bullet.
excited.
Oh, all right. Jade Empire versus Portal.
Jade Empire.
I'm going Portal.
I already got Portal in 2024. I played it.
But okay, cool. Like, what? I can make a fucking Jade Empire mod. Like, we got Portal mods. I want an actual fucking Portal. You know, Portal 3. I want to be Shell. I want to be, GLaDOS talking to me, saying mean things, making fun of me and my clothes
And,
I wear.
Written by that team, which is unmatched. Like I really like the mod stuff that fans have been making the last couple of years as well, Mike. But
Here's the deal.
They don't live up to the.
I'm making Jade Empire. And your mentor? Jackie Chan.
Okay, no. We're projecting it.
And think about it.
You
Think
can't
about
just
it,
make
chat.
shit up.
Think about it, chat.
Just letting you know.
Directed
it's Jade
by-
Empire with Jackie Chan.
Amy Hennig.
Okay, I can't look at Portal and be like, all right, I'm gonna make Portal, but it gets all 10 out of 10s. No 9 out of 10s, all 10 out of 10s from every outlet, 100 Metacritic. Like, that's not how this works. I can't make shit up.
I'm just letting you know when Jade Empire would be in 2024. Jackie Chan is involved. Jackie's involved.
That would be sick, though. That would be fucking sick if they did that.
Oh, man. We gotta have fun with it.
And then Earthbound, starring Timothy Chalamet.
Whoa.
Think about it.
That sounds terrible.
No, Finn Wolfhard.
Like,
would
I
be
love
in
the
there.
idea if it has nobody's starring in it because it's gonna have a chibi art style. It's gonna be cute little like fucking pixel art guys.
It's gonna be pixel art of Timothy Chalamet.
Well, I was thinking everybody was pixel art except for Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet is a
shit.
fully modeled 3D character, but everything else is pixel
We have
art.
to leave it up to the chat. We have to leave it up to
All
the
right.
chat.
You want to know what chat votes?
Yeah, give it to me. Fuck.
They believe. We should have just done Parasite Eve versus Jade Empire.
57% of the chat voted for Jade Empire. You guys aren't seeing Jesus. I'm going to tell you right now. If you're one of the people voting in this fucking poll, you're not seeing heaven. Like, this is egregious.
Yeah. Well, here's the issue, Bless. Now
We
we get
can't
to the
post
finals.
this.
And I'm just letting you know, Bless.
Yeah, we can.
I'm just letting you know, Bless. I don't really care for turn-based, so I'm going Jade Empire.
Right now, the finals now is Earthbound versus Jade Empire. I'm going to check for the super chats real quick to see if anybody's saying anything. No. Okay. You're going Jade Empire. I'm going Earthbound.
Yep. We have to. We have to.
Let's be real
leave it
here.
up to our audience.
Both these games sound fucking sick. Well, Earthbound is sick regardless. I played Earthbound.
Okay, well, let's do this. Barrett, before you put up the poll.
It's already in there.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, it's already there.
We give them our pitches.
Okay.
But what we would create the sequels to these games, the revivals to these games would be.
I mean, you've already heard mine, right? It
But
is.
sell it to them again. Sell it to
I
them
mean,
one
there's
last
two
time.
different examples,
Okay, give it to
right?
them.
It's either you look at the range of talented indie developers that you see that have taken inspiration from Earthbound and have created those kind of games like Undertale, right, and likes of that, and you give it to those developers who love Earthbound and tell them, hey, make it true to what Earthbound is, make Mother 4, make it pixel art, give it a personality, give it a cool soundtrack, all this stuff. Or you look at Nintendo's internal teams and go, all right, we're gonna put some budget behind this. We want to make a top-down game, JRPG that is of the art style that has like an inspiration behind it, kind of like Link's Awakening,
Like
right?
that?
Something that is like modeled and all this stuff, but make it cute, make it charming, because when you think of Earthbound, you think of the cuteness, you think of the charmingness, and maybe you sprinkle in some Dawn to Dawn energy in there, because Dawn to Dawn I think is a great example of what a modern Earthbound looks like in terms of what they're tackling with the subject matter. Mix the paranormal with the intergalactic, make it fucking dope. That's my pitch.
Love that, Bless. I'm making an open world game, just like Sleeping Dogs. You're a young street kid. Jackie Chan is your mentor. And of course, as you go, the finale is blood sport. But before we get to that, you have to go through a couple of karate challenges, like the Sai Tai Kai. And
What now? What'd you call
the
it?
Sai Tai Kai. It's almost there. And then on top of that, Bless, right? There's gonna be some weird shit. So it's gonna be like Yakuza moments throughout the open world, right? You'll get transported to some crazy shit where you're fighting a giant demon and stuff like that. But then you come back to Earth and you're preparing for the blood sport, okay? Customizable character, different clothes you can buy so you can make sure you show up in style to all of your fighting events.
That's not the
That's what
same
I'm making.
game.
And then-
You just invented a new game.
Here's how to end the pitch, Mike. Directed by Amy Hennig.
Yep. Put your votes in.
You just pitched an entirely different game.
Jade Empire.
What do the votes look
2.
like? Jesus fucking Christ. All right, Jade Empire wins.
Jade
What was
Empire
the percentages? Sorry, I missed that. It looked like 60 something.
It was 66% Jade Empire.
Fucking blew the doors off of that game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our champion. I did not see this going this way. Wow. I could not have predicted this fucking bracket.
Yep.
In the We Resurrect One game franchise, one game IP bracket, your champion somehow is Jade Empire.
Now
Someone in the chat made a great case of just like, if you want more Earthbound, just play Undertale.
I mean, not wrong.
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations, Jade Empire. EA, you'll find your trophy in the mail.
EA, figure it out. Make it happen.
Mike, this has been wonderful doing with you.
Bless, so much fun. What
Very
a great
fun.
afternoon, just talking games, talking smack, and bringing a little chaos to the Gamescast.
A little bit of chaos.
Right? That's what it's all about. Just a little fun.
Of course, if you've enjoyed listening, I need you to tweet in Blue Sky at Greg and tell him we need more Bless and Mike. Let him know. If you want more Jade Empire winning brackets, tweet at Greg and let him know. This has been the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Of course, each and every weekday, we get together to talk about the biggest reviews, previews, and topics in video games live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with a Kind of Funny membership on Patreon or on YouTube to get all of our shows ad-free. Watch us record them live and get a daily exclusive show. Enjoy the stream next. It's going to be me and Mike playing some of that Magic the Gathering. Enjoy today's KFGD. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.